That's odd. Can you guys hear me now? Okay, I am talking right now. Is anyone able to hear me right now? Yep, okay, good. Now it works. And actually, just in time, because I now have a guest with me. Just gotta wait for him to hop in. Let me make sure that all the things are set up and whatnot. Hey, Logan. Hello?
Hey there, I'm here.
Okay, good. I just didn't hear responses all. And we're gonna double check real quick to make sure that desktop audio is being picked up. Say something.
Testing. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Okay, so OBS is picking it up, so I want to say you should still be able to be heard. Oh, also, probably would be Heath me if you actually saw what I was playing. Let me pull up screen share.
Probably.
No, not to that.
Beyond that, Omelet was fantastic. Went actually pretty well. It's my first time I ever made one.
Oh, nice.
Used a decent amount of butter to, lube up the pan. Used a good amount of eggs. And ultimately, there's a couple things I probably would do differently next time, but I'll practice. Anyway, so you're in the TV studio.
Yep, I just got to Paranormal Productions. And I want to reiterate, for people that don't know, like, a lot of my kids in the Balance server, this is probably the first time meeting you. This is my buddy Logan, aka Lucky Jacko 20. You probably recognize him in a few of my voiceover stuff. He's voiced a handful of characters for me, and he was in my last Smash stream. Now he's joining me for this return to the hotel. I was about to say mansion, but it's a hotel. So why isn't it called Luigi's Hotel?
I don't know. And actually, and I don't know why. What was running through my head at the time was because of you calling it Lucky Jacko 20. I was like, top of the morning to you.
Top of the morning to you, Lucky Jack.
Hi. I don't know. I lost where I was going with this. It was that, and I kept thinking of the cheese character from Toonstruck. It's just like, hi, there's a moose in my house.
Yeah. Hey, a moose.
Hey, a moose. And yeah, as you see, some wonderful little nods to next level games is prior.
Which I'd like to. There we go. There's something behind the Lomac poster.
If I get,
there we go. Whoop.
The original Doc Lewis special.
Yep. Doc Lewis, there it is. Man, Doc Lewis was loaded.
Wow, Doc Lewis had big hands.
Yeah, I mean, considering how tall they've converted Mario as compared to normal people, I wouldn't be surprised if this is what Doc Lewis's hand looks like to a Mario character.
That is totally fair. And, yes, one day I will go back to that demo and
will
try and actually beat Doc Lewis legit, but...
No rush, man.
And yeah, meanwhile, over here on the side, actually, yeah, speaking of the balance stuff, I actually am now rendering out the raw recordings.
Nice.
I'm going to do that for the channel.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be about it'll basically be a 13-parter, one part for every world, and then one part for the finale.
Yeah. Also, to reiterate, when he says the channel, he means a friend of ours, not my channel.
The channel.
We're cold. We're cold.
Meanwhile, so I guess since you're there again, you were there for the whole Luigi stuff. Do you happen for this third one? Do you happen to have like a particular like favorite level or favorite floor so far you've explored?
So far, I'm not sure. Like, I do like Paranormal Productions. I actually do like the floor that comes. I want to say it's the one that comes after this. Actually, no, wait. The one I'm thinking of. It's the one with the triplets. I was thinking, no, wait, that comes a little later.
Yeah, I think that actually is floor number 13.
Mm-hmm. Wow. But yeah, I do like that one. There's a part of me that did like the trying to think. There was a part of me that did like the mall shopping center. Like, a lot of it does have to do with just the ghost himself, just for how dopey he is.
Paul Blart.
Oh yeah, Paul Blart.
I think he has a. I think people call him the Poltergeist.
Yeah. Oh, I made a mistake. I go back up there.
Uh-oh.
That's fine. I just forgot that the key is technically on that glass, and again, Luigi can't traditionally jump.
Nope, not with that heavy backpack of his. I mean,
man, I wish I had the capability of knowing how to take that backpack off, or I guess maybe EGAT could make it weigh less.
Right. I mean, if the whole tow brigade, why can't he get one of them to give him a lift or pick him up? Or... Anyway. Beyond that, I am just relaxing a little bit, doing some coloring while I watch.
What you coloring, if I can ask?
I'm a patron of an artist, and they recently did a. At the end of every month, they do like a a request stream. Like, hey, if you're supporting me at this tier, by all means, send me over a request. And typically, they color it kind of like. And this is definitely not that I dislike it. Honestly, I do it because I like the practice and stuff, coloring. But they will usually do like a sketch kind of coloring in the sense of like they'll color it, but then they'll translate any colors into pastels of sorts. So it'll be like lighter hues and stuff. And I like to go for a nice rich, like coloring with some nice shading and stuff. So that's what I'm mainly doing this for.
Yeah, I get you there.
And again, I could do some practice. It's been a little while because I've been like hyper focused on numerous. Again, this is usually how my passions go. Is it'll be like they come in waves. So like first it was coding for that gaming project I'm involved with. So I did a lot of programming. That it was just hyper focused on video editing because I did all the freaking Samus Returns and now Balan Wonderworld. And now I'm like, okay, I should, especially with the planned hiatus and stuff. Go run through our backlog a bit. Probably should like get back to work on my other pursuits.
Honestly, I feel that a lot because I feel like I've been having like a lot of hyper focusing on a lot of stuff as well. Like for the past, like you've seen me go through it. But I've like the past couple of days, maybe a week, just focusing a lot on my original characters.
Oh no, that's fine. And then yeah, and then I mean, as far as like voice acting stuff, that's also been a factor as well.
Yeah, I feel like it probably isn't like as strong as I want to, because I do know I still need to get around to working more on the voice commission me and Celia are a part of. Like, a part of it is just me waiting on Celia to have the free time before she leaves, because I do know she still has a few redos for that she needs to get started on.
Oh crap, I should probably ask her to do that then. She messaged me earlier, and even though her mom is at work and stuff, so she would have the house to herself in order to do that. Originally I was asking her, oh, could you do some of the WarioWare stuff, but now that I know she has redos for she definitely focus on that first. And then, but then she was like, oh well, I'm feeling I'm feeling tired and I don't know, I can't seem to wake up kind of thing, so hopefully she'll figure something out.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like, as far as, like, the commission goes, it's not... I probably worded myself wrong. It's not so much, like, outright redos. It's just that there were just 2 lines that she missed, and they're relatively small lines. But it's still a matter of... There's a part of me that's, like... Even though I could, actually resume working on it without those, I kind of have this mindset where it's, like, I kind of prefer to work on an audio project fully once I have all of my assets.
No, I get that. I was able to do... James was an exception for the WarioWare thing, because, like, they were all there, and I was like, okay, may as well, and then I need to, again, just kind of get that passion back, and then I'll go through and start editing everybody's raw audio they sent me, and, compile it all together, but yeah, so... I am as more is his passion.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of WarioWare, that reminds me, I still need to get around to recording Mr. Sparkle's lines eventually.
But I mean, but he's like, that'll take you like 10 minutes tops.
Yeah.
Agnes is
just the absolute best. And just the look on her face and the pause. It's like, eh?
Like her wider open mouth. Because there's that other one was like, because Icky did bring up, there's that other pause like, but don't buy it yet.
Huh?
What? Because now it's...
I really hope we can be able to get more stuff like that once we get to the Switch game that's going to be coming soon. Because I do know for a fact a lot of the because I want to say that still has the same voice cast from Gold. Nope. Okay, I know that there's a jump scare involving that gorilla. Ah, boy! Yeah. Oh, let go.
Gets me every time.
That was spooky. Oh.
Screw you.
Bad dog. Oh, I can't stay mad at you.
I again, it's a part of me that thinks that he looked. There's a part of me that thinks that he looked better when he had his pupils.
Well, I mean, I can understand from, like, a continuity standpoint, because the pupils he actually had, you know, when he got free of the mind control that King Boo had over him.
Fair.
Okay, so activated that. Actually, wait. Yeah, I think I... Do I have to come back here later, or can I go ahead and do this now? Let's see. Do.
The technology's incredible. It's
We
like
have
really there.
We have technology.
Oh, I thought you were about to do the plunge, like start smashing stuff.
Well, I am about to, see, because I have the, I'm filled with rage. That sounded better in my head.
I'm throwing this out there. I really, 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 really hope I never see Luigi again.
Well, I guess it really depends on what their plans are for a fourth Luigi's Mansion, if we even get a fourth Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. But between 2 and now this third one, they both feel like they're all concluding pretty well. Like, this could have been the last one for all we know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say it could be the last one, it's just a matter of, like, how long we'd have to wait. Because I feel like there probably is potential for a fourth game, it's just that you can never tell what they are gonna do with it. I mean, like, to be fair, I don't think anyone really expected 3 to turn out the way it is when we were, like, speculating for a new game.
Yeah, I mean, this did come as a big surprise when we first saw it, and then again, I agree, maybe it should have been called a hotel, but it did basically give them the excuse to have a variety of different like levels and stuff without needing big old mansions like the second game.
Let me see. What is your next Switch game you want to get? I do know, just out of curiosity on how it would perform, I do know I do want to get the Switch port of the Tony Hawk remakes.
Oh, that's right, yeah, I forgot that came out on Switch. Yeah, 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think that's fair. I've heard pretty good things about that.
Oh, definitely. And like I said, I mentioned WarioWare I mentioned the WarioWare game. That'll be interesting. I know it doesn't come out until sometime next year, but I'm still really excited to try out Shredder's Revenge, the new beat 'em up TMNT game. Because that really does look like it. That really does look like kind of not dissimilar to what Mania was for like the classic Sonic games. Like that really does look like the perfect love letter to all of like the TMNT games that we've had during that era.
I forget. Was that confirmed to have online co-op?
It is.
I mean, yeah. Then we're gonna have to try and get in some some turtle action. I'm not gonna finish that sentence.
No, you're
We're
fine.
definitely gonna have to play that.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like even if there wasn't, there's always still Parsec, because I'm pretty sure it's also getting a PC release.
That's true. So we'll probably just do like what we did with Streets of Rage. And
yeah.
Just go from there. What are the games I'm looking forward to? Well, I've been honestly seeing a number of trailers go out over the past couple days from Annapurna. That publisher that did like all those cool games I've been seeing, like freaking.
Right, they're the ones that made stuff like I know. I feel bad for forgetting the names, but I know it's I know they showed off that one rhythm game that you showed us that had like Queen Latifah as the narrator.
Right. Yeah, they did Sayonara Wild Hearts.
Wild Hearts. That's it.
They did the Pathless and the Mystical Adventures of Franklin. We also did that one for.
Well, that's right. I almost forgot about the Pathless.
Yeah, they did that one. They've honestly been like seriously like popping up and like here and there, and I'm definitely like, I'm not gonna call them the new Devolver Digital, but they're absolutely becoming like my new like indie dev to follow or indie publisher to follow, because they have a really good eye for the products they want to put out there.
Well, that's really good to hear.
So the two that I noticed really interesting. One was called it was like the Memoir Blue or something like that. It's gonna be like an emotional like story thing, mixing 3D with 2D animation. And then the other one that looks almost like a silly Double Fine production almost is something called Storyteller. The idea is that like you have like objectives of what you want to of a story you want to make, and then it's like a puzzle game of like figuring out what to use where to create. Like, say, if you have 2 settings and 3 characters, how can you tell a tragedy story?
Right.
So there's a couple of options that could be done there, and yeah, seeing the flexibility of the puzzle solving, it'll be cool to see how creative they can get with that.
Oh, you might be able to free that megaphone if you burn the spider webs. Well, I can't quite do that just yet.
Yes, yes, Animation Luigi is confirmed to taste like coffee because imagine the last moments of your life being drowning in thick coffee as egads almost your.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, hey there, Abby. Like, I don't think I've ever seen you in any of my streams. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, they never talked about that again. But yeah, Egad almost died trying to make Luigi because he got stuck in it. And then let's see, and then Pokemon Unite. I have a friend who's been trying it out and says it's pretty good. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get into it myself because of the whole microtransaction bit, but I'm gonna wait to see how that goes. If that gets any good updates, I'll probably get that a shot. It is free to play, that is true.
Yeah.
And Miitopia, I can attest, is fun.
Oh yeah, I've been enjoying every bit of it. Like, I feel like in terms of just casual stuff with the guys, I feel like that's something I wouldn't mind getting back to, because I'm starting to get to a point where I definitely have been unlocking some pretty interesting side quests. Because again, the Traveler's Hub, it actually does. Like, I didn't find out about it until just recently. It does update periodically, and
okay, and that's how you get more experience in foods. Okay, that's fair. And and Abby's asking how you're doing.
I'm doing fairly fine. Had lunch not that long ago, and I just decided I kind of need, maybe not needed, but I kind of wanted to do a stream just to, just because I feel like I could use some nice chill time to start the weekend proper. Like, I know Fridays is a lot of people consider to be the start of the weekend, but still.
Right.
Oh, that's nice, Emma. Good luck with all that.
Also, when I watched that Sage 2021 trailer of all the fan games, it introduced me to a bunch of old Sonic remixes I haven't heard before.
Oh, any particular ones?
It's called Dr. Giggly Man. It's basically I guess at one point I miss these and we don't get them anymore. Is video game remix albums actually done by the publisher themselves. And Dr. Giggly Man was a remix album. Dr. Giggly Man came from a Sonic the Hedgehog remix album, and it was a remix, a funkier, livelier remix of the boss theme, the Japanese boss theme from Sonic CD.
Ah, nice.
Actually, I guess technically it was the boss theme mixed with Stardust Speedway, with the vocals, he's running around and just, man, I gotta go. I may just go back and watch our old Sonic CD. I did have fun watching James do whatever he had to do with them.
Yeah.
Sonic games.
I know I'm supposed to catch these ghosts, but they are trying to put out this fire, so if I get rid of them, would I be the cause of the fire to engulf the entire town? I don't want that on my conscience.
I mean, they're doing this whole. How would you feel if? Okay, we got it. I'm gonna lose my trail.
Towns are overrated.
The other thing, going back to Battle Wonderworld. Sorry, I don't mean to be negative about the game in this chat with everybody who's already here, but
Yeah, you're fine.
while I was editing, I did get around to getting back to the firefighter stage, and how the theme pretty much is the melody of the Ghostbusters thing. But supposedly, eye for an eye, I never knew this, but apparently the Ghostbusters main theme itself actually borrowed heavily from other songs.
Oh, any particulars?
I gotta look up that article again. It was let's see, Ghostbusters theme. Apparently there was Ray Parker Jr., the guy who put the Ghostbusters theme. Apparently, apparently what happened was Huey Lewis drug, and supposedly Parker Jr. lifted the bass line and guitar riff from that song pretty much directly for the Ghostbusters theme. And actually, genuinely what happened was Huey Lewis sued him for $5 million. They settled out of court. And then the issue was when Huey Lewis when Huey Lewis talked about it, he actually breached the confidentiality agreement of it and had to pay Ray Parker. He had to pay Parker back some of the money because he talked about the settlement they did.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen to that right now. I want to know how close is it to the list. But basically, ultimately, what happened here was that people were like, the agreement that some people came up with was, I think it's okay for Balan Wonderworld to lift the music from that movie, considering the movie itself lifts from other properties like Honor Among Thieves.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like it seemed like, I don't know if I mentioned this before publicly, but I always figured it was an instance of, you know, in spite of it sounding eerily similar, it always struck me in particular as just people just, like, really reaching for more reasons to hate the game, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, out of all the complaints that I would have with the game, and, like, I do have my problems with it, out of all the complaints I would have, that one seems like a really small potatoes thing.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what else I got here. Oh, that's right, Project Diva. Is that already out?
I'm not sure.
Project Diva Nintendo Switch. Because I know they're, like, doing, like, some big, like, Master Mix or Master Mega Mix. That was a big collection of all of the Project Diva stuff. Let's see, is that out yet? That is... Yes, it is out yet. It is out now. I should probably get that. It's a pretty fun rhythm game, and is still to this day my argument as to how I'm baffled that that Sega has never considered like mixing the two together to give us a Sonic rhythm game. Because like we talked about this, like how like famous and how memorable is like, you know, the whole Sonic discography, not counting, you know, Boom and stuff and Sonic Chronicles of Dark Brotherhood, but you know, like those songs are so memorable and stuff. Like I'm still surprised that we live in the timeline where I got a Kingdom Hearts rhythm game before a Sonic one.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I feel like Kingdom Hearts kind of has the advantage of the fact that it's attached to Disney, which already has like its own musical pedigree to a degree.
That's fair. Future Tone, Project Diva Future Tone. That's not the F, is it?
Excuse me?
I was just talking with squirrels in the chat. We were talking about.
Oh, you mean Emma?
Yeah, Emma. Sorry.
That's fine.
Let's see. Project Diva Future Tone. Oh, okay. All right, I was mixing it with Mega Mix and Project Diva F, which is the PS3 one. And look at this.
Yeah, it's all good.
Actually, I should see if Mega Mix is available on on PlayStation 5. Let's see. Because I think I may get that on that as opposed to Switch. Yep. Wait. No. Oh, I think Mega Mix is actually... Is Mega Mix Switch exclusive? Let's see.
Hello, darling. Here is your bucket. I hope you like it. It's a bucket.
I made it myself.
Okay, now to get that. Hope to God that I don't electrocute anything, bringing a full bucket of water through an electrified television set.
I'm sure you'll be. You just fade away. Okay, it looks like this is actually Switch exclusive. Okay, interesting. Alright, I'll look into that. I'll figure out like which Project Diva I should get next.
Alrighty. Let me see, I'll just put that down there, back to the camera. Because I know, like, the big gimmick is Luigi's the only one that can really interact with these sets.
This is his time to shine. Although I am curious, like, could it... okay, so I'm assuming it's impossible to... Could you interact with the camera as Luigi and then have Luigi in it?
No, I think it has to be Luigi.
To arms, you ghosties.
Just shout it.
Are you not entertained? You can't handle Luigi.
I don't know why, I'm just... I was just thinking of like the idea of him just like shouting like Frida! like because you know it's because those playing Psychonauts, those playing Psychonauts. Freedom! Freedom! No.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I'm surprised that it's. I keep forgetting that it's actually closer than I keep expecting it to be.
I know it's gonna be so awesome-ish. I hope. I don't want to get my hopes up on anything because this entire industry as a whole has left me as jaded, sorry sack of
Pickles.
yes, pickles.
But yeah, honestly, I can understand what you mean by that. Oh, let me see.
I don't want to get excited, but I don't want to get excited, but I do. I want to be able to be excited without running the risk of being taken for a freaking pony ride.
Well, to answer your question, Emma, I can't speak on Logan's behalf, but me personally, I'm not too big into Vocaloid, so I don't really have a favorite.
Let me see.
She's just asking if we had a favorite Vocaloid.
Crap. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna first off say I have not been keeping up with Vocaloids in a while, so I'm working off of like the OG 5. So probably would be Len. Want to make sure I'm saying his name correctly.
I think that's right.
Yeah. Len's probably my favorite songs in the original like Project Divas on PSP and stuff that I love. And then probably as far as the newer ones I tried, Luca is also pretty fun. The pink hair one. Just I always thought it was cute. The freaking Taco Luca, her like weird little like chibi self. But yeah, Len's probably my favorite. Kaido was the blue haired one, right? Oh, Ian Sweeney's asking how we're both doing.
We're doing fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, burn that piece.
We're doing okay. Just watching him,
Luigi things up.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, and I was just thinking in my head, like, oh my god, like this would be the worst hotel to be freaking housekeeping for.
Oh yeah,
and then just a flood.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like that's something that we've joked about before. Like, for example, like when we get to the, I doubt we'll. Oh boy, like I doubt we'll get to it in this session. But when we get to the pirate world, like I feel so sorry for the floor that's right underneath it. They'd have to deal with like constant leaks.
and what plays out in my head is the housekeeping person is vacuuming the hallways, picking up dust, grabbing everything they can. They open the door, and then it's that room from the Egypt level, and they're just like,
man.
Something I can't say for the sake of this channel's like streaming and integrity, but they just turn off the vacuum and just walk away.
Yeah.
Which I have seen people. I have actually seen a couple streamers literally vacuum up every bit of sand they can.
Ah, my red megaphone, I love you. I love you more than my wife. Hmm? Ah.
What was that? Or did I say too much again?
Wait. And also this moment I know everyone gets. You! Hold it right there. You're gorgeous.
You're
Beautiful. I like that. You know I do. You know I do. I didn't notice until now, but your face. You have nice features.
Mario walks away. Creepy.
And your build, not bad at all. You're definitely more studlier than your brother.
I may be in a painting, but I still have feelings.
Hey, Julius, we're doing okay. We're just playing Luigi.
Yeah.
And I love that detail where it's like Luigi's eyes do shift along with his hand there. I see all the makings of a star. My creativity is shaking off all the dust and surging to life. Yes, wheeze away, Dolly. This game is rife with wheeze material.
There's one now.
Yeah, exactly. That's just like I've noticed that tends to be like Dolly's reaction whenever I do or say something particularly humorous to her.
That's fun. Wheeze laughs are great. I love them. We talked about this. Just I love. We brought up one. I remember it was yours. I remember laughing one of yours the other day, but I forget which game you were playing. Because you're the only one who wheezes, but when I heard you wheeze, so. Oh, I know there was that one wheeze we got when we were playing Rayman Legends.
Right.
And I kept trying to hold. It's like,
Daddy.
everybody hold your hand up, and we just went right in.
That's right. It's like we were doing the hands up, and I think because you were right in front of the level portrait.
The up. I translated the up command to an enter, and it was just this like deep breath in, right in.
No.
Daddy.
Sorry, that's something that I like. That it's like the very subtle deepening of Luigi's voice during this whole segment.
Oh, right.
Because it's supposed to be a Kaijuigi.
I imagine that's what's going on here.
Yeah, and I could see somebody within Nintendo Studio calling this Kaijuigi. Also, I was about to refer to this as "Welcome everybody to Luigi's Double Trouble." Another fun idea I just thought of that. I'm not disappointed. Of course, this game's fun. It's amazing, but I just thought of another fun nod to the original game we could have done is maybe after one of these fireballs you throw, his head gets all turned around. It's all backwards.
Oh yeah, kind of like the Bowser head at the end of the first game. That'd be cute.
Yeah. Which I never realized how man, as a kid that freaked me out a little bit seeing just Bowser's head just up on the other way, weird twisted.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Look at now he does it. There we go. I have now instant transmission to my phone to look after my nephew for a while. Okay, hope that goes well, Doug.
Oh. Sorry, little townspeople. I'm just trying to run away from the big scary monster. Well, he's big and scary to you, but...
I absolutely see him. I absolutely see him.
Sorry.
Every little step he's like, I hate doing that. I hate being this big. I'm sorry. Just do the attack so I can go home. Oh, but don't forget,
I know.
When you're gonna want to use. Okay,
There we go. I'm trying to think. I know there's a moment where I have to rapid press. I just need to remember what. Okay.
There it is. It's here.
I'm really glad it doesn't do what I see in some games where they change the button prompt in the middle of the sequence.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm trying to think. I know Kirby's done that a few times as well, where it's you're so into button mashing the second they change the button, it's oh, that's right.
And I love that basically what's happening here is Mork doesn't realize that we're, capturing one of his own at this point. I like to imagine that at this point he's already looking at the camera feel my gosh, this is beautiful. Then he looks up, oh my god.
Okay.
Dispatch the actor.
Yeah. Real quick, Shadow Flare, would you mind reminding me which episode you're referring to? Apparently they said that the whole Kaijuigi thing reminded them of an episode of the Super Show.
Oh, they're talking about the, it's the one where, Mario had to eat, sumo mushroom sushi or something like that, and, they basically had a giant, fight in Tokyo. What was it called? Super Show Japan. I'll just look up Super Show Japan. I'm sure I'll find it out. Mario. Okay, I should say Mario Super Show Japan.
Yeah.
Mario Super Show Japan. It was called
Mario vs. Koopzilla.
That was it. I remember that. I think I do generally remember that being one of the last episodes that came out. And I remember it being really odd because just zero explanation. By the way, I'm giant and huge now.
Mm. And yes, folks, I am very aware. I could vacuum him up if I want to, but I think I'll wait till he's done with his movie first before I do so.
Okay. Wait for the reviews to come out. And then we'll rake end up 8 months.
And then we'll get those new spatulas.
I forget if you have to wait till literally the very end of the game or just a couple chapters.
I think you have to wait until... I think at the earliest, maybe after you rescue the next Toad.
Okay, we'll try that. And I don't know why. On the left, every time that thing's physics
that is...
doesn't want to behave properly.
Yeah, I know. It's it happens with me too. It's
Mr. Are you okay there, Mr. Paul? You gonna... let me see if I can,
Did that help?
It stopped it for a little bit.
But then them old Hollywood jitters takes over, and then he's starting.
It's like I can't help it. Whenever I'm in front of the screen, I just panic.
I almost wonder if it has something to do with the helicopter, like it's gently sandwiching it, and then like I don't know. Just
I would not be surprised if that was the case.
real-time physics, a blessing and a curse in Luigi Town.
Mm-hmm. The pole had a nightmare. That is a feasibility.
Ah!
He's having that dream again, and oh crap, that's right. We start this whole rigmarole.
Yeah.
Wow. This is why I'm a ghost dog person.
You think after how many ghosts he's experienced with Link, like Luigi wouldn't just watch him do the thing, just like no.
Yeah, well, again, a lot of it just has to do with the fact that Luigi is just too cowardly to react instantly.
Yep, time to start backtracking.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, it's not a really far backtrack. Like, I know they go into one of the different sets. I think they go to the city one first.
Julius is asking, are you still the voice actor of Silver the Hedgehog and Fang the Sniper?
Oh, for Sam and Zach's thing. It really depends on whenever they need the help with it. Oh, that was weird.
And yeah, I do also see it as a glammy knowledge person.
Yeah.
I still think it was such an underused opportunity that they never did have like an actual showdown between Polterpup and the Polterpup.
Yeah, honestly, like, Polterpup in general is, like, super underutilized in 3, and I feel like there's a part of me that feels like that's in response to how tedious it was to look after him in Dark Moon.
Fair.
Let's see. I know you're around here, Miss Kitty Cat. Where are you? Are you in here?
Actually, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. I know she comes in here eventually, but I think I was supposed to go into another room first.
Use the black light to search for her in the main area.
Oh, no, wait. No, she's here.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, so open that door and maybe we'll find her.
Actually, wait, I remember, because I believe...
Oh, I see. You're gonna catch her. And... Hello?
And...
Luigi's like, I know no fear.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they didn't scratch Luigi to smithereens there.
I have an idea with this. Just keep playing as Luigi. You always want to look away.
I am looking away.
Oh, Luigi also has to be looking away. Quickly take control and just face in the other direction.
Heyo!
Okay. Basically, the idea I had in my head was, what if Luigi does the whole thing and Luigi just comes back out like, yeah, I checked. She wasn't in there. I don't know where she is. No, Luigi.
Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. See?
Oh, I see. Just using his living too.
That is the Luigi way.
Ah, so close. I also remember this whole scene super tense to play, like just how it creeps around.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Oh boy!
Oh, jeez.
Man.
It's a wild one.
Yeah, I was about to say, I accidentally released the button too early.
Luigi be like, this is fine.
Okay, now I'm not gonna let go. And bunt. And we got one of its tails.
Ah, my tail! I kill you!
To the goal.
Bloop-a-doop.
And yeah, that actually would have been a pretty neat idea there. If since Polterkitty can become this like monstrous, like spooky form, if like Polterpup has the form to become like a wolf.
Yeah, maybe.
Become Chad Broseph.
Chad Broseph.
Just puffing his chest out with pride, like as he surveys the savannah.
You're making Polterpup sound like a Polter lion at that point.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from actually. But I just like the idea of him just like being so noble and then and just like the tongue just comes right back out. He just has a doofy looking smile. Or like, oh, what was that show?
Whoa!
Wasn't there like wasn't there like a show or like something ridiculous where the idea was it was like a massive great beast but the head looks the exact same no matter what?
That does sound familiar. I just don't know where it's from.
Oh, the most I think of is freaking Pluto.
Ripped.
Apple.
Careful.
Hang on. Yeah, I want to get back up there because I just remember the gym that's up there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Are you gonna try and do a whole gym run?
I'm gonna try as much as I can, if nothing else.
Okay.
Yeah, because the problem is that, like, I don't have a problem when it comes to, like, going, like, downward. It's whenever I'm on the sides where the perspective starts to get a little bit tricky for me.
No, I get that.
There we go. Yeah, we get.
Oh, now...
Go.
I was about to say, oh, now it won't let me fall off the side. Or it's like, it'll only let me fall off one side for some reason.
He's just sitting there going, in hindsight, using the super glue shoes were not the best option.
Yeah.
I thought Steve said whoa from Crash Bandicoot for a second there. Oh, you mean like, whoa!
Whoa! Wow!
Actually, I'm kind of curious. Since you brought it up, can Luigi use the... Oh, I can't anymore because we're still chasing Polterkitty.
Oh, what were you gonna try and do?
I was gonna try to see if Luigi could inspect with the camera instead of it being just Luigi.
Nah, I did see somebody post in the chat while we were talking that yeah, apparently Luigi is the only one who can interact.
Oh, well.
Like be the one on screen.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Luigi's all like show off.
I'll come back for you later.
And
Meanwhile,
I demand a concise contract.
Okay, for now I gotta go back to the... Oh, that's right, then we get introduced to these.
Everyone's favorite.
Ow.
Well, if you're quick enough, they're not really that hard to deal with.
Yeah, careful, Bella. Don't keep an eye on the sister.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
But yeah, you gave me a frighten. And there's only one punishment for people that give me a frighten. Yeah!
Let that be a lesson to wastebaskets around the world.
And to all you wastebaskets that are watching this.
There you are. I am not a man to be trifled with.
I may seem like a calm and innocent Luigi, and most of the time I am, but when you earn my wrath, may Miyamoto help you.
Look at the fear I strike into the heart of this.
Up! I forgot that it happens every now and then.
Me too. I forgot that I forgot this is a public elevator.
This elevator is for guests only.
Who's the employee? Actually, that actually would have absolutely made this game a lot more frustrating if you had to walk the stairs every time.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Speaking of SpongeBob, that reminds me of something that I was watching earlier. When I was in a call with the kids in the balance server. I don't know how SpongeBob got brought up in that instance. Or actually, it wasn't even SpongeBob. We were talking about like hugs, and it reminded me of the Caveman episode where it's like the Patar was like, Patar Argus Squog, and he hugs Squog, and then for like a few seconds he like squeezes him and just like intensely like Squog. And it's like it's never touched upon again at any point in the episode. It's like does Patar have issues he needs to sort out?
He did not get that. Was he hugged enough as a cave child?
But the thing is that like he doesn't act that way with SpongeGar. It's only with Squog where he's like this.
I don't know either, and he's just so passionate about it. I forgot about that. He's just Squog. It's like it's like
Oh boy. Oh, it's just the little ghosties. These aren't too bad.
Just throwing that out there, I did love the fact. Just throwing out there, I did love the fact that they expanded on frickin' the time with an entire special dedicated to those guys.
Oh yeah. See.
And proving that yes, you don't really need dialogue to still have funny jokes in writing.
Well, to be fair, there was dialogue. It was just gibberish caveman dialogue.
fair. But like, then there was the fact that like, I mean, just really random scenarios. Like, how did Patrick always have a salt shaker?
Yeah, and all the little Mr. Krabs running around the money.
And oh my god, they never talk about that. Is that they kill him, stick him on a spike, I think, and then put him right over the fire.
Yeah, and there's a whole like species of them as well. Let's see. Not gonna lie, Hyper, you are making me tempted to change my profile to a Luigi from One Jump Man.
One Jump Man.
That's the mashed parody of One Punch Man.
Oh. When I see that Luigi thumbnail, it actually reminds me of the It actually reminds me of that one like final like couple shots of Luigi from the what was it called? I think it's just called Let's Smash, the Star Bomb song that Markiplier was the Smash announcer for.
Uh-huh.
Ah, that's what they are.
Actually, I think... no, wait, it's the other room that has the chainsaw. I was gonna try to be like,
come here, kitty.
It is time. I just thought that I can never repeat. It just... I'll DM it to you.
No worries. Let me see.
Joke's on you, Poto Kitty. I have all of the blooms inked. I don't know.
It was just, I just DM'd it to you, and it was just because of how Joel from Vinesauce said it that one time. Destroy you.
Let me see. Actually, did you go into this room or did she go the way up?
Check the black light.
Let me see.
Oh! So she is... actually...
Well, I'm also trying to get a look on what way the paws themselves are pointed. Like, I know she went...
Oh, to your left,
Okay, okay, it doesn't look like... I'm guessing she did go up a floor, so...
Actually...
Wait.
Yeah, let's try it.
That was from earlier, so yeah, I think I do have to go up a floor.
Okay, but yeah, no, the thing I just DM'd you.
Okay, just give me a second. Let me see what this is.
Well, just the way that Joel said, like, with the idea with the just working destroyer. I don't know, just out of my mind, just out of context. But I don't know if I can see that here, so I'll stop.
Yeah, but it might be for the best, but I do not doubt. I do not fault you for finding humor in that. Just for out of nowhere, it is.
All right, let's see if we can find that thing.
Let me see.
I'm just saying. It would be very easy.
Just one time. Okay, no, actually, I forgot where the thing goes. Is it in the bathroom, I think, actually?
Now, let me see.
So I remember at one point it was, like, up on the roof?
They didn't last up there.
Maybe it is downstairs.
Just give me a kitty.
You didn't want to go. You didn't want to go in the box like I told you to, huh?
Let's see. You're making me tempted to draw that, but I won't due to stuff. But I might. Again, it's whatever you want, Bella. Like, none of us are gonna stop you from drawing whatever you want to draw.
The power is in your hand.
Let's see. Yeah, it's...
Okay, let's.
Wait, was that? Oh no, wait. Those were just the petals. I thought those were paw prints. Actually, I thought I saw... Oh, I already got that one. Never mind.
You thought you saw a putty?
No, I thought I saw a gem that I thought I missed, but I didn't miss.
Okay.
Maybe she's hiding amongst all these randomly cluttered jars.
Maybe she's hiding in this cat.
I never would have suspected the cat.
Where's the cat? Okay, so let's see. So it goes up.
Yeah, it has to be up, but I was up earlier. Or unless... Wait a
And
minute.
then, like...
Oh, okay.
Oh! And then it goes in the cupboard, and then that's right. That's when this whole thing starts. Is up, and then you're flashing it.
There we
and
go.
There we go. Now,
I was overthinking this.
Of course. Why didn't I think of using the gun?
I mean, it was right there. I could have.
Cat, there you go.
Ba, 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 ba.
Oh, what do you know? There was a gem I missed up here after all.
Oh, hey.
Just
Thank
spurred.
you.
Thank you, Mr. Kitty Cat. Or Mrs. Kitty Cat. And I don't know if Potopop has a. I don't know if Poto Kitty has an identified gender.
And oh.
Yeah, it's a good thing. You know, it's really funny that I actually missed that. But yeah, okay, now I think she starts going into the other rooms.
I think so. All right, let's do it.
Well, not think. I know. I saw her go in there.
I don't. Did you see that thing I also shared this morning where like that guy uses that filter where like your nostrils become your eyes?
I think.
Oh my god, it's like it's a filter that like is both amazingly humorous to me but also incredibly unsettling. It's the one where they were like recreating the Krunk's whole like epiphany from Emperor's New Groove.
Oh, the one where he recognizes Cusco at the diner.
Yes.
Oh, that beautiful moment.
But did you see the video that did that?
Oh, I forgot about these.
Oh yeah, we need both of them. These guys always kind of a little freaky looking.
They're freaky, and they're also very... Oh, that's right, I need both of them. Yeah. With how infrequently they show up, I keep forgetting that they exist in this game.
Oh, I think they only appear like twice, but yeah, real quick, this is the thing I was talking about.
Alright, let me see this.
Alright, ready?
Okay, oh. Okay, let me turn that down a bit. Apologies if you guys are about to hear some random audio.
It's Emperor's New Groove, they should watch that. Right? I'll post in the chat too, hang on, I'll post in the YouTube chat so you have no idea what I'm talking about. It's gonna seem weird out of context, I just kind of slapped this into the chat out of nowhere, but it's this anyway. 3, 2, 1, play.
Oh! That is a little bit unsettling, I'm not going to lie.
That's what I'm saying, it's like, it's funny while also incredibly disturbing at the same time, but I will give that guy credit, he does a really good job emoting with just his mouth.
Yeah, he does. Oh, also, I wanted to, since I saw it there earlier, that's actually a really interesting idea for a Halloween drawing, Doug. He wants to draw 2 of his characters dressed up as Luigi and Daisy for a Halloween picture.
Bonus points if they're hunting ghosts. No, but just in general, like I think that's nice. I think that's good. Again, we need Daisy in one of these games sometime.
I would not object to it. However, one thing that I personally object to it is a lot of people say the idea of like Daisy being kind of captured by King Boo. You know how like Mario and Peach are, and it's like I feel like if that's going to be the case, I feel like that would kind of invalidate one of the reasons why people like Daisy to begin with.
Well, I guess, how to put it, like, then in that case, I like the idea of it being, like... I like the idea of it being, like, what if she's actually helping Luigi, like, maybe Mario's captured, so Luigi has absolutely happened that. And sure, he's gonna say Peach as well if he can, but if Peach is also captured, then Daisy's like, oh, crap, she owed me $30. Or no, or at the very least more like, oh my gosh, we're supposed to hang out at the mall this weekend, and then, like, then that's her, like, or just in general, you know, it may not have to be really materialistic. Maybe Daisy's just Peach's friend. It's like, I'm gonna go help and save Peach, and so you can now have the boy and girl option of playing the game as.
Yeah, I will say the way you described it at first about Luigi is like, oh no, I missed the date. That just basically reminds me to probably the only scene from Black Knight that I kind of like, because I like the implication that Sonic made up the entire story just to get out of a date with Amy.
Like, none of it actually happened.
Yeah.
Again, it's so unfortunate that they picked such an odd niche control scheme, because if it was like on current hardware using current engine stuff, I probably would have been, you know, all for the Sonic storybook thing.
Honestly, I feel like I don't know if I'm in the minority when I say this. I feel like the problems with the storybook series aren't really exclusive to Actually, I say that. I know Secret Rings in particular was made with the Wii in mind, but I feel like even if you put it onto a new console, it wouldn't really save a lot of the issues that it has. Because I do know that, like, Black Knight tried to get rid of most of the motion stuff that Secret Rings had, but even then, it didn't really solve every issue that the general gameplay style that those two have.
Well, like, off the top of my head, absolutely one of the biggest issues is the camera. Like, you need to bring the camera further back so that if you ever have to go back through a level, you're not just walking blindly backwards.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
And then, I don't know, the whole swordplay thing didn't seem weird, or didn't seem fitting as well. That was also a weird thing.
It seemed fitting, and if I'm not mistaken, it's also one of those cases where it's like, I know a lot of people complained about the motion controls back with Skyward Sword, which is somewhat rectified with the Switch port, but I remember that's also a thing with Black Knight, is that, like, apparently for a lot of people, they tend to have, like, really sore wrists after trying to go through a playthrough of Black Knight.
Right.
Okay, Emma, I'm gonna have to say right now, Emma, as your father, Generations I totally get. I question you saying that you love 06, though. Like, do you love it as, like, a guilty pleasure, or is it, like, a genuine love? Like, I'm genuinely curious. Again, as your father.
Get out of here. Your museum is closed. Oh, you didn't see that. If I give you this thing, will you pretend you didn't see that?
Let me see. Hello there, Madison. I hope you're doing good. Is there anything in particular that you liked about Emma? Because I guess it's like I guess it's, I want to say it's weird that I hear it now, but considering how Sonic fans are with the franchise nowadays, I guess I'm not too surprised that there are people that like 06 now. I was wondering if there's anything in particular that kind of like gravitates you towards it.
The bird went away. Oh well.
Okay, well, that is one thing I'll admit. Like, the presentation in 06, you know, barring some aspects, like, it does have pretty decent sense of presentation. Story is a little bit more of a subjective thing, in my opinion.
Which game are we talking about?
06.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The story, some of the story beats in 06 were a bit odd, such as the part where Elise tried to commit suicide, the part where Elise then kissed the dead Sonic,
and honestly, like, I know this is something that's said before, but it's something that I personally kind of find questionable, where the fact that, like, I don't mind the inherent premise of Elise, you know, this girl that has, like, the weight of the world on her shoulders, and for the sake of the world, she has to not show it at all. Like, I think that can be a really interesting story. But the thing that kind of, like, makes it dead in the water for me is that, like, so she saw both her parents die, didn't shed a single tear, but when this random hedgehog she's known for all of 2 hours dies, that's when the waterworks start bursting out.
Meanwhile, I'm just sitting there going, Mephiles, what the hell did you go? It was time for dinner, and then mix up Elise's recipe so that she has to cut onions in order to make the recipe. And presto, you done it. I don't know. Okay, I'm losing my mind with that. But just in general, like, it's... So, music-wise, the game is still pretty okay. I did appreciate that the game tried to bring back the hub world exploration stuff from Adventure. At least Adventure 1. I will definitely say I think Unleashed did it a bit better. Also, I always love this bit.
Oh yeah, where the dinosaur just changes with the lightning strikes. That's a bit of ambience I always enjoyed.
It's like, oh, crap. Oh boy! All right, let's just let's get this over.
Hello there, Toad. Well, this is really easy. All I have to do is just not plunger it, go up to it, shine the light, and he's as good as freed.
Don't know why it's taking so much longer than it usually does. Oh.
What's that, Shadow? Oh!
Now I can't just throw my head at you, can I?
And Toad is now dead.
brain.
Whoop.
There, now he's dead.
Because it's like,
Straight up
because like,
immersed.
because if this were realistic circumstances, the odds of that not being like split in half are pretty like uncertain.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh. There we go.
Damn.
Okay, now I know it's gonna get to a point where I need to sacrifice Luigi because whoop.
Right, because you can still use I think one more egg unless he's yeah you can still use one more egg, but actually okay so you have to now you have to sacrifice Luigi right now.
Well, hang on, I gotta wait for him to stomp that first.
Right, because now you're only gonna have one projectile to eat.
There you go.
How do you enjoy your coffee?
Would you like some eggs to go with it?
And yeah, that is one aspect that I do agree that I think it's an aspect most people agree on, is that, like, I feel like Silver as a character is perfectly fine. Like, he's kind of similar to, like, I know there's another character I can compare him to, but I feel like Silver as a character deserved a better introduction than the one he had in 06.
Yeah, that, and it had some weird, odd retconning it was trying to do by, like...
Whoa, hello there.
Apologies, by rewriting Blaze's whole origin. While
Yeah.
still, like, it's, and I don't know, it got confusing because it's like, it is supposed to be it is supposed to be Blaze from Rush because she implies a familiarity with Sonic. So it's not like it's brand new and recommending.
Oh, so I can just shoot that at any time.
Oh,
Because I was able to, like, shoot him earlier. I thought there would be instances where it's like, no, I have to wait, but it's like, you know.
I guess as long as it's rib, yeah, like right there, like as long as its rib cage is exposed, you're good.
Yeah.
And then trying to use anything else, like the music was fine. I guess you could also argue in the same way as people were a little worried about original movie Sonic. People were a little worried about how Eggman looks in that game.
Yeah, which, honestly, I feel like that's kind of like an entire thing in and of itself. Like, I feel like out of all the times we've seen Eggman in the games, and I'll say in the games, because I know that there are, like, a few, like, animations where it kind of rivals it, but I feel like 06 is probably where Eggman's at his dullest, which, considering that Eggman is, in my opinion, probably the most consistently entertaining character in the series, that feels like a little bit of, like, an insult to me.
Right, like he doesn't really. Yeah, he just kind of. Honestly, he really does just kind of exist for exposition and nothing else. Like he shows up, gives a monologue as to what's going on. And then other people talk and then see. So like that's when we talk about the story. Like, there's a reason why. Oh, there's a reason why we were so nervous about the fact that Sonic Forces. They decided to let the guy who did the story for Sonic 06 do it again. And at this point, I don't feel sorry for them that Sonic Forces story was like,
well, I don't think it was, like, necessarily, like, the writer from 06. I think it was just one of, like, the project leads for it.
okay.
Because I'm trying to think, I think, again, I might be getting, like, certain aspects wrong, but I think the guy that wrote 06 was technically the same guy that wrote for both the adventure games. It's just that he was just given, like, really bad, like, direction or producing to pretty much botch up whatever good intended script he had.
You know, well, I mean, at that point, it makes you wonder, like, do you think, like, he was wanting Adventure 1 and 2 to be... I was about to say, I wonder if he wanted Adventure 1 and 2 to be taken more seriously, like, because there are some, especially in Sonic Adventure 2, there are some themes that are, like, you know, they seem strange for a Sonic game to have, but we didn't think too, like, you know, too crazily about them, such as, you know...
Well, at the time we didn't. I'm sure... I was about to say, at the time we didn't, but it has gone to a point where they're been getting a lot more, like, retroactive critique, like 2 in particular.
I mean, we're talking about the part where Robotnik wanted to blow up an entire island, or the part where Gerald was, or the part where his grandfather was, you know, executed.
Yeah, a lot of it is, like, tied to Shadow, technically. Like, for example, the execution and just, like, a good chunk of Shadow's backstory and whatnot.
Doop. Well, then, and again, it doesn't help that then you got things like his own game, Shadow the Hedgehog, that, again, tried to retcon or change up how his whole origin was. Now he's part alien.
Oh, yeah, that's... honestly, that is just... out of the many, many problems that I have with Shadow's spin-off game, that is probably the one that I take the most umbrage with, because it's like... And honestly, that's also kind of like a problem I have with like Shadow in general, where I feel like he kind of peaked in Adventure 2, and even though I'm fine with some of his other appearances afterwards, I kind of agree with James in that like he really did not need to come back after Adventure 2.
And I think based on I think jumping off of that, I think Shadow is, you can say what you want about like the consistent writers and how they've been evolving over time, but I do think Shadow the Hedgehog is unfortunately the worst example in the whole franchise. He's the worst example of a character who's been quote unquote Flanderized.
I would say he kind of suffers from like 2 cases of Flanderization. Like a lot of people say that like how he currently is in the games, and to a slight extent the comics, where they kind of like Flanderize him in a completely different fashion.
Okay, so the Flanderization I'm aware of is I know of him in the games where like the Flanderization there is, I'm the dark brooding type who has 0 emotions besides edge.
Well, they kind of do that as well in the modern games, only like they try to play it up more so for laughs than to play it super straight, but I do know that there are some people that feel like it's like, for trying to play it for laughs, it's not really that funny.
The only time I remember it actually being kind of ridiculous funny was in the Lego Dimensions thing, where like he just had all this passion, but I will become the world's greatest florist.
Yeah, that I remember still being really fun.
But it's like, but yeah, like especially in Forces and especially everything else, his whole character arc is, I'm ambivalent, and I know you get the idea. But it's the same thing. Like same with how people could argue that Cloud in Final Fantasy stuff has been Flanderized. Like he's more than just being an edgelord or just being a silent protagonist. Like there's more to them, but people don't remember that, and sometimes you wonder if the developers even remember that anymore. So real quick, so in the comics you said they Flanderized him in a different way, or
basically it's kind of similar to what you brought up, but it's kind of an issue where it's like kind of like an issue where they have nowadays just with Sonic in general, and you kind of see it in stuff like that Twitter takeover, but it's kind of get to a point where it's like, and this is the comparison I tend to hear a lot, where they kind of, it's get to a point where it kind of feels like a knockoff Vegeta.
Yeah, honestly, now you think about it, yeah, no, that is absolutely, except, yeah, and actually you could almost also argue he's a rip-off of Vegeta, because in the later stuff of Dragon Ball, I've seen mainly scenes, but if you didn't already know, like one of the big things that happens is that Vegeta actually goes through quite a bit of like character development, and that like, whereas Goku is always still the dumb, like I want to fight you, you're powerful, I want to fight you. Vegeta like settles down, starts a family, like
yeah, I remember that. Like he marries Bulma, doesn't he?
Bulma, yeah, and like genuinely like it's just one of those things where it's like it's so crazy to like see how he started off in Z and where he is now, and you're like, wow, how could this be the same person who's like now super caring and like actually listens to people? But Shadow just kind of remains the same. He never really, you'd think that maybe then by proxy maybe he would like, okay, not to say settle down, because oh god, does the fandom need any more of that right now?
Yeah.
But like you think he would open up a bit more with Rouge kind of thing, like trust her and like.
Well, that's kind of the odd thing, where it's like, he has done that before, like, sometimes in the games, a lot of it in the Archie comics, but it's like, he has gone through that development, it's just that recently he's kind of regressed back to, like, his, like, core character traits.
Yeah, so yeah, I would say, again, I would argue that I think Shadow is the worst example of a character being Flanderized in, the franchise, just because, like...
For Sonic in particular, at least.
Right, for Sonic in particular. Everyone's saying Luigi throw Toad as far as you freaking can.
Well, I have been. Now I just need to go back
in. This entire time I was just zoned out with Sonic.
No, you're fine, I don't mind the discussions. Like, as long as you viewers are fine with the discussions, I mean...
Oh, and I guess I'll say this, I know Doug's spirit. I too had a reflexive gag reflex. That was a really weird sentence. I too had a gag reflex zoom through my body when I saw Sonic floss in the movie. The second time in particular, it felt a little bit like off. Like the first time, if he's riding that adrenaline of having just blown up a car and is totally okay, I could see him like riding that rush. But when he was happy to have gotten his own bed and then he does it anyway, it just seems like an odd like thing to force yourself to do as like a celebratory dance. But at the same time, thinking on it, I'm okay with it because the entire purpose of Sonic is he's always meant to represent like he's always meant to be like a projection of today's youth and their like energy and whatnot.
I mean, to be fair, he's been kind of like that for a while. I mean, like, Sonic back in the day was basically meant to be like a representation of what was pretty hip back in the 90s.
Rad and totally, lest we forget Sonic Underground.
Well, not lest we forget, we keep forgetting.
True. Oh, use the dark light on the eggs.
Oh, I thought I did. Unless I forgot to. Yeah, I did.
Maybe I missed... Oh, that's right. I forget. It breaks apart to reveal the gem. I forgot.
Right, I did that earlier.
Okay, not bad.
I'll probably come back for a some other time.
Okay.
Actually, now that I beat that boss, because he had the other toad, I think that might be the time where Morty's done with his movie.
Let's see. I'm not sure. I will also Google that real quick. Morty. Sorry. Director Ghost. He is the only passive ghost. Again, kind of wish we had more of that.
That'd be nice. If the movie came out in the 90s, Sonic probably would have moonwalked. He has a few times. Like, I still remember that one cutscene in Colors. Like, back when Tails was about to use the translator on the Wisps. Like, the very beginning when he's tinkering with it, you see Sonic zoom past him, but then he just, like, moonwalks back into view.
Interesting. So apparently you can actually capture him as soon as you get the 9th floor button.
I think we're past that point. Again, I'm already up here. I might as well check.
No, I'm saying basically, like, once you capture Poltergeist, you can already, like, his editing will already be done, supposedly.
Yep, there he is. Luigi's just scared. Oh, at last my masterpiece is complete. Filled with gripping action, dripping with emotion. Oh, and the suspense. It has it all. Feast your eyes on this. If it's not the very definition of true art, I don't know what is.
Let's see.
Oh, that's right, I gotta do the... Oh!
Wind it up.
No.
Excuse me. Gotta wind it up. There we go. Don't mind the statue and the film.
So Morty presents a Luigi production. Kaijuigi by Moonlight.
Moonlight?
Well, that was a moon out.
Oh.
Two.
I thought Moonlight and like that was the company. Got it.
Luigi in the moonlight. Everybody, I don't know the lyrics.
Everybody's beating those alright.
Hate.
So wild and that was hate.
You know, it's the funny thing is, like, I do hear that song, like, semi-regularly, but I never took the time to really memorize the lyrics.
Oh, absolutely. When I heard it, out of nowhere, when I heard it in that Telltale Guardians of the Galaxy thing, I was like, I remember that being such a good song, and I was like, yeah, it is.
Oh, I appreciate that you like the random bits of Luigi-ness that I put in there, Emma. Like, it really is, like, I think... I don't know if it's, like, a well-known thing, or if I, like, talk about it a whole lot, but I think Luigi is pretty much one of my favorite characters to voice, like, regularly.
It's a nice, comfortable, not too strenuous voice.
I have one thing to say to you. I do like the production, but I just realized you'll never pay me royalties to use my likeness.
And then this is actually something to note is... Oh. It just spooked him. Okay, now get on with it.
Yeah, I accidentally sucked up something in the room. Wait a minute. Yes.
Perfect! And then notice Luigi is like...
Yay.
So, like, outright, the developers like, yeah, they wanted you to feel bad. They wanted Luigi to feel guilt over what he just did. And apparently, Next Level Games admitted, like, at one point, they actually were considering having it be impossible to capture Morty, like, have him be the one nice ghost, but then they literally said to themselves... Nah, people want to some people will probably want to capture every single ghost. Let's make him capturable.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like it'd only be right, but I do appreciate them having the option to make it optional, you know, until you introduce that achievement system.
Hooray! It's rewardable. Maybe.
Actually, no, wait, I hit the wrong button. I was supposed to go down to the basement.
Oh?
Yeah, because it's like, I think I'm at the point where I start to meet up with Clem. Or not that's not his name, but you know, the basement ghost.
Papa Pow Clam?
Yeah, there it is, the Boiler Works.
Yep, here we go.
Oh. Let's see. Pretty sure the Michael Jackson moonwalk was the reference in its entirety. Well, yeah, because like I think Jackson was. It's common knowledge that Jackson was a pretty big influence on Sonic as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
Right down to the semi-alleged. Actually, I shouldn't say semi-alleged. I think it was proven. Like his involvement in the soundtrack for 3 and Knuckles.
Yep.
And yes, there is like that is a function in all the Luigi's Mansion games. Luigi just calling out for his dear old bro.
Dedicated Mario button.
Yes. And in the case of Luigi's Mansion 3, you have 3 dedicated Mario buttons.
Fair.
Because it's on the D-pad. Let's see. Have you ever watched the Nickelodeon show Rocko's Modern Life? I have, like, sporadically growing up. I would not say I've seen the entirety of the show, though.
Vandalism. Oof. Ow.
Ow. I've seen bits and pieces of it. I need to get around to watching all of it, though.
Yeah, like, I do think as a show it does hold up really nice. I just never took the time to really go around and watching it for myself. But then again, there's like a bunch of shows I still need to go around and watch for myself.
They're on our bucket list.
And like even new shows, like I do know I still need to get around to checking out Jellystone. Because I've been hearing like really good things about that show.
Golly. Alright then.
Yeah, I said it. Oh, that's right, I have to go back for that one later.
Just the freaking Huckleberry thing. Alright then.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna need professional medical help.
It fires the flare, and then the flare just goes,
Help.
This is patented. So, is there a reason why they could not include other Hanna-Barbera characters?
well, I think it's not so much a matter of that they couldn't, they're just choosing not to go... I think they're choosing with the ones that would kind of fit best in this kind of like cinematic universe, which is why I feel like outside of like one reference, they're not including ones that kind of have their own dedicated universe already, like Scooby-Doo and the Flintstones and whatnot. Because with stuff like Yogi Bear and Huckleberry Hound, they do regularly like cross over together, like the basically just including all the characters that would be feasible enough to fit in their own universe without having like the risk of contaminating one's already established lore.
So in particular, they're like as you were talking about, we're basically seeing where like they're focusing on like the animal guys.
Some of the animal guys. There are a few humans that they do focus on as well. Like there's this one witch character whose her name escapes me, but it's like one of the more obscure ones.
But like, and I'm assuming like the ranger is also in there.
I haven't seen Ranger Smith in it actually, so I don't know.
Huh. I said that actually rather interesting considering like how you would almost argue integral to Yogi's whole conflict.
Yeah. But I do know they have like other like more obscure humans. Like I think I haven't seen like a clip of them in the show proper outside the trailer, but apparently Johnny Quest is in it.
Nice. I forget that he's Hanna-Barbera. So
Yeah.
old.
Honestly, there are a lot of characters that I forget are technically Hanna-Barbera. Like technically Johnny Bravo is a Hanna-Barbera character.
Jeez. And yeah, agreed. I need to watch Mau Mau.
Oh yeah, Mao Mao, that's another one I need to watch as well.
How will you pay me?
With exposure, yeah. Look, I love him. He's the wonder to my sales, but...
And the creator of the show seems like a really chill dude.
Yeah.
You guys okay?
And then the dude who loves videos is, what are your thoughts over, have you seen the Rocko Modern Life, like,
Oh, Stack Shock, or Stack Kling? I haven't seen it for myself. I've heard decent things about it, but I'm trying to think. Like,
I
think
know it makes a couple changes.
it does make a couple changes. Like, the biggest one is they pretty much made the I forget their name, but the big head's child, they pretty much confirmed became trans in that movie.
Okay.
And I know the entire premise is that, like, apparently Rocco is, because of how much everything's changed, he wants some familiarity, so he contacts the big head's child because they're also the director of this show that he really liked, and basically, like, he wants them to work on, like, one last big reunion show of sorts.
Oh, okay. Huh, so I get it's a reunion show about a reunion show. That's cute.
Essentially. Like, I know it goes deeper than that, but like I said, I haven't seen it myself, so I don't know, like, the complete intricacies.
I know that it's still appreciated that they went as far as to get, like, all the voice actors back that they could.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, does anyone know if I can evolve Eevee in Let's Go? I don't have any of the games, so I can't say I know a whole lot in that regard, Emma.
Let me look it up. Let's see. How to evolve Eevee in Pokemon Let's Go. Can you evolve the starter Eevee? Let's see. Yeah, okay, so unfortunately, according to this, same with Pikachu and Let's Go Pikachu, your quote unquote partner Eevee is it does not want to evolve. Will never evolve. You would have to basically you would basically have to get a second Eevee and then evolve it. The benefit, the catch to it, is that starter Eevee will have a lot of its special moves and will have a bit more oomph to its power in order to justify why it can't evolve. But yeah, unfortunately, I mean, you can't evolve it. You'd have to basically get a new Eevee and then make that into a player one.
Yeah. And hello there, Christian. I hope you're enjoying your day so far. Let me see. But yeah, going back, like, yeah, Mau Mau is one that I definitely want to, like, go back into watching. I'm trying to think if there were, like, any other shows.
I still love that freaking...
What's up?
Well, time for me to stop existing.
Hey. Yeah!
It's the something about the start of the Goofy yells. I showed you that bit that Oni and G did back at one point he falls, he slams through one of the holes, just...
Yeah, I believe so. Like, I think one that I remember in particular is when the Pro ZD dub of that scene from Star Wars, you know, when Han gets stabbed.
Oh yeah, it was Ben and... Thanks, Dan.
Yeah! Let me refresh the... shit here real quick.
Man, I hate this space level. And I hate that the game forces us to go back here.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, the revisit doesn't really last that long from what I remember.
And it does give me the idea of having a freaking survival horror Toad game.
Oh yeah, because of that one bit where you see him where you see like that Toad's eye view camera.
Yeah, which also Toad's eye view is an incredible statement.
Well, I mean, what else am I supposed to call it?
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Oh no. Well, looks like I'm not going downstairs anytime soon. Never mind, I am.
I still love that bit. Not so fast, Devil. Oh no.
Happy, you wanna help? Oh, there we go.
I don't know if anybody... Does anybody still make those anymore?
Make what?
Yeah, bridge series.
Yeah, I've seen people make a bridge series. Like, I think, I remember now. Ren, he said he's making one for something called Pure Cure, or something like that. Because I remember Celie was talking about she was helping with it.
Oh, right, okay. So, yeah, I was just, like, thinking to myself, like, I remember that was, like, such an era. That was, like, such a, like, huge thing, like, of people being, like, you know, making... I mean, hell, you could argue that some of the most quotable things on the internet came from the bridge series.
Well, of course.
Such as...
Huh?
Or the frickin' soup.
Right. Oh, Soup was from an abridged series?
Oh yeah, no, the Haratsu. What do you mean you're at soup? Yeah, no, that came from Purple Eyes WTF, if I'm correct. It came from his abridged series of Code Geass called Code Mint. I don't know why it was called Code Mint, but yeah, that was a scene just lifted straight from one of his episodes, and it just became this whole phenomenon.
Interesting.
And I tried to use any other things, but I mean, Dragon Ball Z Abridged, the whole Team 4-Star thing, that has become its own cult movement.
Yeah, to a point where I think there are members of Team 4-Star that are actually part of Funimation dubs.
If not that, I know for a fact that they involved them in like some of the games. Like apparently there was going to be a whole joke to have freaking Nappa. He was going to voice a character in Xenoverse 2. And he even had the joke of always mispronouncing Kamehameha. It's like at one point he said Kumi Humi Humi or something like that.
And anytime he sees a new person, he refers to them as the locals.
Look, Vegeta.
Locals. But I think as far as the Bridge series goes, is that, like, I think one that I still remember, and not even just the whole thing, just the one episode, is the Attack on Titan one, because the whole, like, he was asked politely to leave. And it was awkward for everyone.
And that dude is now doing whole projects now. That guy is, like, doing full, like, video game dubbing now, isn't he?
I want to say he is.
What was that thing that Matt was there and he was like, oh, I recognize that guy? It was...
I know what you're talking about. I'm just trying to remember what game it was.
It was the guy who I thought he sounded like Travis Willingham, but he wasn't, and... Oh, no. Okay, it's gonna be easier if I just look up the actual dude's actor if I want to look it up.
No worries.
I forgot his name now. Crap. My epithet is Barrier. That's all I'll look up, and I'm sure I'll find him.
He's Indus in that.
Yes. So Indus Bella is voiced by.
Apparently, they're actually starting to begin work on season 2.
Thank goodness. All right, Anthony Sardinha.
Like last I checked, I think they even started revealing like character designs for some of the new characters in season 2.
That'll be fun. I remember enjoying our time with that series.
Oh yeah, lots of fun watching through that, and I still enjoy watching like the girls' reactions to like a lot of the stuff.
I should have been promoted to Chief Corporal
Bear ages ago. If I wanted something big and stupid to lift the stuff for me, I would have hired a forklift. Nonsense, Lady Mira. Forklifts have no honor.
Let's see. So he was in Dragon Ball Z Bridge. Oh, he was Mr. Satan. That's fun. He was in... let's see. He was in Sunset Paradise. That's a little short thingy. Wow, it already has 7 episodes? Really? Okay, that's cool. It stars someone named Meggy who used to be from SMG4. She's like an inkling turned human. I don't know how they explain it. He was in Wild Card, Henchman Story, Lost in Random. Let's see what else I can find here. He's in Ghost. Oh, cool. He was in that VR game Ghost Giant. That's cool. He was in Y2K. Not as cool, but still okay. He was in a dub series for that one webtoon I Love You. Oh, I forgot he was DJ Grooves.
Oh, that's right.
Darling.
Oh, no. There we go.
He was in Nefarious, the game.
Oh, that's a game I forgot about.
Yeah, a lot of people did. But yeah, no, just regardless, like, oh, freaking hell, I completely forgot about it. Like, in terms of like a bridge series that I think have like evolved beyond something beyond that is like freaking like the fact that I guarantee you if you like anime, you like comedy aspects of things, watch the Sword Art Online abridged series, because that I still will hold up as an abridged series that not only is fun and it has like, you know, a good amount of like quality put into the editing and into the writing, but I genuinely believe it to be an improvement in pretty much every way from the original show it was parodying.
Right, because the original show, from what I remember, was pretty flawed to begin with.
Had a lot of flaws in both the writing and its character acting, and had a number of plot holes that the abridged series actually tries to patch and fill up itself. Has more consistency, and the abridged series, like actually like some considering that it's a parody comedy show, it actually manages to also eliminate whole filler episodes that did nothing in the original. Like,
Right.
they took an entire filler arc about, oh, let's learn how to fish, and they turned it into a single conversation. It's like, okay, goodbye, crazy man who fishes. Anyway, you know, I would recommend that, and yeah, okay, Mickey got turned into a human due to a machine in one of the arcs. And then they just kind of moved with that, and I guess they just kind of carried with that going forward. My guess is because it was the best way that they could lead into something like Sunset Paradise without the obvious, Nintendo licensing.
Right.
Although I'm still throwing out there, I would 100% watch a really good web series about aliens and stuff like that. Like that the world building in those games was just so fun that I would like to see more of that.
Oh, I'm sure a lot of people would.
Anyway, laughing on yours. I mean, and they have the manga to work off of too, and
Like, how extensive, because I didn't really, like, keep a good eye on it, like, how extensive would you say the world building is in the manga?
So the manga stars, it focuses on a team of, I guess they call them a Splat team or a Splatfest team, but, it focuses on a team of 4 people. All their names are literally just, they go by what their accessories are.
Mhm.
So it's headphones, goggles, Bobble because she has a bobble hat, and Specs because he wears glasses. And it's about it's like structured almost like one of those like sports shows or something where it's like, they're trying to go up the ranks and Splatfest and all that stuff, turf war, and just going through that. But I guess I don't know. Just I like the idea of like you have this whole big city and it's like populated and like they have businesses, culture, they have of course a lot of music, and I don't know. I'm just saying, like, out of everything that they've done, like, if they manage to flesh out Kirby to the point of giving him a 100+ series, I think they could do something with Splatoon, where they have literally a number of original characters they can make because these things are so customizable from the get-go.
Yeah, I'd say I agree on that.
And general plot points that delve into stuff.
Honestly, what's really funny is that, like, something I didn't know until Andrew did his video detailing it is, like, just how much involvement Sakurai did have with the anime. Like, for example, apparently during development they were going to add humans into it, but Sakurai was like, yeah, I don't want those in my Kirby.
I mean, yeah, it definitely would throw me off a little bit. But yeah, and so that is why so things like that is also why I'm still kind of cautiously optimistic, about a Mario movie, because I feel like Nintendo cares enough about its IP that they're not just gonna let anybody do it. Excuse me, voice crack. They're not gonna let anybody just do anything with their characters.
Right.
And again, if Illumination wants to make sequels, they're going to do as they're damn well told, and are going to want to do everything they can to keep that brand deal.
Yeah, like, I'm still surprised that, like, for as long as that's been in development, that we haven't gotten, like, a single bit of, like, update on that.
Yeah, we've gotten multiple movies now, including Sing 2 now in the works.
Like, kind of makes me wonder, like, how far in development or priority it is, because that was announced all the way back in, like, 2017, wasn't it?
I almost wonder if COVID, probably did. I wonder if COVID had some impact on it, but then if so, who knows? Maybe they're wanting to move forward with their theme park division, which the theme park does still look cool, and I'm hoping to see more about.
Same here.
I would love for that to come here to the States.
Me too. Hang on, I will be right back.
No worries. I don't know if he muted the audio or not, but just nobody in the chat burn anything, okay? I can't babysit all y'all, so just play nice. I'm just doing my coloring while I wait. Let's see, what's that?
Sorry about that. I just had to relay a quick message to Granny about something that happened with the folks. Like, nothing bad happened. They were just giving me an update about how things were over at the get-together they're at.
Gotcha.
Okay, now time to release the sharks.
Release the bogies.
Release the dude.
Oh, I was having a conversation with some friends about this. So we were talking. So apparently somebody had brought up to them that somebody brought up to them that they did not like Punch Out. They thought it was so bad. Like they thought the animation and the acting were atrocious.
We're talking about the remake, right?
Yeah, and I was like, did they play the same game? It's like,
did they have any like specific critiques about it all?
they said quote unquote, for instance, they said Glass Joe had no emotion in his delivery.
That is weird. Where it's like,
Yeah, like.
Come on, bring it over. Here we go.
And there we go. It's like, I'm just thinking, like, not only do I think it's one of the best, like, remasters of something I genuinely think that, like, just they put that team, Next Level Games, people who made this game, like, put so much effort and so much, like, love into making that game, and going as far as find voice actors from all of the countries of origin. And yeah, no, the voice acting, it was very fun, I thought.
oh yeah, I thought it was a really fun project.
And definitely was worth it, worth all of the effort and fun we had. And
Here we go. Whoa.
you wanted an upgrade?
No, I was trying to avoid them.
I think you're not supposed to go this way, actually.
No, I am. Wait.
Whoa,
Oh, there they go.
the hell blew him up?
There was a mine.
Jeez. Wow, that just actually, like, just double killed them.
Yeah. And you know what, silly me? I actually forgot about the ladder there. I was getting all panicky for a little nothing.
Oh. You must be double.
Dude. And now, the proper introduction to probably my least favorite ghost to deal with in this game.
Have we not faced these guys before?
In this playthrough, no.
Oh, I thought we faced them in the lead area, but yeah.
Actually, we might have, but I don't remember them having like a big dedicated cutscene like this.
Fair. So yeah, creeper ghosts are back. Again, you can use the dark light to track them.
Oh, I know. It's just a matter of like, it feels like out of all the ghosts, it feels like the hit detection on them is a lot more fidgety.
Oh, and we'll also say, if you need help with that, is that if you're fast enough, you can. They do have two tails, so you can deal double damage if you get Luigi in.
Right. No. Do that real quick. Oh, that's right, water.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, my bad. This is definitely not the arena to use Gutsari. Okay.
No, you're fine.
And
But I did forget about the detail, so I'll definitely remember that next time I do encounter them on dry land.
So, bam! Look at that. Oh,
Let's see. Why Tails and Sonic Pals not answering my questions today? Maybe because they are not here in the stream? And you don't have to worry, Ashley. You're not interrupting anything. Okay. Yep. Oh, that's right. I forgot I have to manipulate the pipes here.
it's a pipe mini game.
Yep.
There's still a part of me that is thinking of if I can find the software somewhere, doing a look at of one of the old Learning Company Dr. Seuss games.
You know what? I would not mind that because, actually, yeah, the Learning Company. For a minute, I thought we were talking about living books.
No. Those ones are okay too. But yeah, I was thinking of the ones where they had Charles Martinet as the Cat in the Hat.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to that.
So long since I've seen those games. Crap, man.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Yeah, I missed miss these. I miss these old games I can never play again because the companies don't want to, update them, nor do they want to archive them anywhere because they're abandoned right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now there goes
as you said, like the Disney Living books. I remembered all of those.
Well, not even just Disney. Like, I think the ones that I remember the most are the ones that they made with some of the Arthur books.
The Arthur ones, I remember those. I remember one based on the Tortoise and the Hare.
Oh yeah, that was also another one too. Like, I remember playing the demo for that one because like they had demos where it's like the demos for the books where it's like you can like have one or two of the pages already, but if you want to read the whole book, you gotta buy the whole game.
Yeah.
Oh, to answer your question, Ashley, I have not played any of the Lane games, so I don't really have any strong opinion about them. If at some point get a capture card, definitely streaming Luigi's Mansion 3 in October for sure, because playing Luigi on October is like a yearly tradition. You know what? You should do that, Doug. Like, in fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think the first Luigi stream that I did for the channel was actually around Halloween. I want to say it was, anyway.
Yeah, that's nice.
I thought I could... There you go. That's how you pop the balloon.
There you go. And now... Oh yeah, you actually have to send.
Yeah, I have to go. This is one where I have to backtrack with Toad. Have to use his durable head. Keep forgetting.
My very fragile, very powerful somehow head.
Figured you would say that. Huh? Oh, that's right. There's also this old flopping fish.
I'll help you.
I give them credit, they are like fully committed to this act. Oh wow.
Oh, that's right, because they have the goggles and that shields them.
Hey. Yeah, I was gonna say, I would give them credit, they were committed to that act.
Yeah, honestly, and that is also just one thing that I do like. I get where people come from where they say it kind of takes away from the intimidation factor, but I kind of like how much more personality these ghosts have over the ones in the first game.
Right, I mean, that definitely started off with the second one, but like, I guess... During the time it all came out, they were worried about them being considered like... they were worried about them being considered like minions, which, again, I think it works out okay. It's just, how to put this?
I mean, I can understand the fear of that. I never really thought they got that bad about it personally, and I think it's also a thing where it's like, even though I do appreciate like the intimidation factor that I can get, I don't usually play Luigi's Mansion for like pure scares. Like if I want to play a horror game, I'd play an actual horror game.
Right, which we have in the form of WarioWare Gamer.
Exactly.
God, that's such a...
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, oh yeah, because then you got him. Shocking.
Oh, wait. Forgot I have to play soccer with this thing. And do. Let's see. Time for Alien Isolation, because boy, that game is something else. Well, so I've heard. I'm sorry to hear about that, Emma.
Bye-bye, fishy.
Oh, can't go up there, because again, that's another spot where I'll need Toad's indestructible head. Hello, Mad Wolf. Thank you for joining us. Actually, let me take a second.
What was I thinking? Oh, crap, what was I thinking? Oh. I was thinking back to the goddamn He-Man shit.
Which one was that again?
The one where he just, as the person describes it, runs full bore into a room, slams into a coat rack that he clearly saw in front of him, slides and tumbles onto the floor, then gets right back up and takes a calm seat at the dinner table as though nothing just happened.
Oh, right, that.
And he's like, hello.
Hello, Governor.
How's everyone doing today? Don't answer that question. I can't ask it again.
I don't know. Just
Okay, now I have to pull this back down. Shoo-doo.
people often forget about the fact that he used.
Could you repeat that? Discord kind of cut off a little.
People often forget that He-Man, as Adam or whatever his name is, like he kind of was a dork.
Well, of course. But to be fair, everyone in the 80s show was basically a dork.
Fair. All right, Papa Pal, come in.
Time for your Papa Pow time for your Papa Pow beatings.
You got kind of get the old Papa Pal bonk on the head.
Bonk. The only horror game I played was Bendy, and that game ain't that scary. Yeah, honestly, like, I feel like Bendy is a game where it's like, I can see it being unsettling, but aside from, like, one or two, like, predictable jump scares, it was never outright scary. Although the premise, I imagine, like, the premise I think does have some great potential for horror, but without going into, like, a whole lot of detail, I don't think it utilizes that potential enough.
Well, I mean, while you're doing this part, I'll come out and say it. Yeah, I think it was kind of a big letdown for me in the sense of, like, they were building up to this idea, and, like, there were so many ways they could have done this. They could have done a toony horror idea where, like, think of it, like, what most toons deem to be, you know, just silly gags and stuff, to a normal human being, it's practically body horror. And, like, unreal, surreal, unsettling, you know, transformations and stuff happening, and they could have played with that in a horror setting, but all we really got were slime monsters and just walking little, you know, statuette thingies that
Right.
just basically was kind of aping the success of things like Amnesia, The Dark Descent, and stuff like that. And
It's like I could
other
see,
than
I could see where the imagery would be unsettling, but again, I feel like they don't do enough with the inherent premise.
no, right, and like, and just ultimately, I feel like there's like a huge like dissonance between the scope of it and what they end up being able to actually do, and it's just an unfortunate circumstance where when you look at the game, literally everything it does, I can point to you a game that does it better. Do you want a horror game that has a lot of like intricate stories and, you know, radios to listen to? Play System Shock 2 or BioShock. You want just a, you know, solid, just, you know, the environmental storytelling does most of the work for you, and, you know, creepy monsters and things running around. Play Amnesia: The Dark Descent. You know, there's a reason why so many people reference that as like one of the best survival horror games. It's just, and even then, that was based off of an old series called Remember. But yeah, just that's another series I can recommend. And beyond that, its combat was floaty and imprecise, and whenever the game wanted to scare you, it really just fell back on two: either A, have a stealth section, or B, get chased by something. And
Yeah.
the chases were always in a linear format. You could never raise them unless you really did mess up. And I don't know, it just. Dark Revival. I'm curious. I guess, admittedly, I will be curious enough to look into the game. I don't know if I'm sure I'll look into it. But also, fun fact. If anybody here is wanting to play Bendy the Machine and hasn't already, fun fact. Here's a way to break that entire game. Enemies, any enemy in that game can only deal damage to you if you are grounded and on the floor. So long as you just jump around anybody, they will never be able to hit you.
Also, I gotta say, just to interrupt the topic real quick, that is probably the quickest I've ever dealt with Clem in any of my playthroughs.
Oh wow, he's already done. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Huh. But yeah. So like, if you're dealing with the freaking the butcher gang or whatever they are, just run and jump around them, and it doesn't matter how narrow the corridor is, they will never be able to hit you.
Aye.
And then that trivializes it, and then there's a whole. Gonna get on a tangent, so I'm gonna stop. Just, I'm curious to see what's gonna happen next. I heard that the Showtime or whatever it's called, Bandit. I heard that one. Showdown Bandit also didn't do too hot from what I heard.
Yeah, I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that, like, I don't think I don't think I've heard anyone talk about any particular problems that I have with it. It's just an instance where it's like I think people would just rather see more bendy, and that's kind of a problem that a lot of people have whenever they try to branch out from what made them successful to begin with. Again, I could be wrong on a lot of this. Like anyone that that's played that game and knows what's wrong with it, feel free to correct me.
Here we go.
And the door's that way. I gotta remember that mistake every time.
Yep.
I get the feeling you're telling me, yep!
Let's see, is there anything? Oh, that's right, there is a wrench there that I can get.
You didn't have to capture Morty, but you did. You should feel sad, feel sad, feel sad.
Said he had a wife to support you, cad.
What? Wait a minute.
I don't know.
This got really fast.
I mean, he never talks about it. I just thought that would be something funny to bring up. You know, again, like back in Origins with the whole, I'm sorry, I have kids to feed.
And now I'm just... now I'm thinking of in his last moments, instead of, like, him doing the, like, director, oh, instead he's like, I miss my wife, Luigi.
Gee, I miss her a lot. I'll be back. Except maybe not. I'm kind of curious what the next floor is, because considering how quickly I went with Clem, and it never takes me that quick, I'm curious if I have enough time to do one more floor before I end the stream.
I am forgetting if it's the Egypt floor or if it's
It is the... Yep, the Tomb Suites.
I mean, they're not... Yeah, I'd say give it a shot. It's not going to be too bad.
Yeah, already.
Because it's mostly just a couple puzzle rooms and a gauntlet. It's not like you're going to get, like, lost in it.
Back in January, I had a nightmare of the projectionist and Bendy, but then recently I defeated him with the Tommy gun. I played the MLG theme.
Oh, right, yeah. There is a, yeah, I forgot you can unlock the Tommy gun and just destroy everything. And
Yeah.
The projectionist, yeah.
Oh. Hello. Fancy digs. Ah! Still fancy digs. I'm gonna eat all this wax fruit.
Hello, I can't stop me! Just don't trigger the booby trap.
Yeah, don't worry, I see it there. It's very, very obviously there in the center.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's see, can these I pull off? Okay, can. And then there's money. Let's see. I think this... I don't think this has anything in it. It has Luigi doing the Pharaoh.
And then it's him dying. Uh-oh!
Oh!
I know it would be the ghost dying, but trick question, they're already dead.
Ooh. Yeah, that always is a cute little, like... Again, I like the idea of them basically like interactive haunted houses, so to speak.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh. Is that a gem I see?
It's a lot of gold.
Gold camels, okay.
I was about to say, I forgot about the gold camels there. See, I want to say you could do something with that snake head.
Try throwing the plunger at it?
Oh, that's right, I could. Let's see.
Let's see. Where's the reticle?
There it is, it's just... Oh, you know what? I think... Okay, that just has a bat.
Bats!
Get!
More bats!
Yeah, bats.
Oh, jeez. There you go. Okay.
Thankfully, they tend to be really generous with health, so I'm not in like a big mess here.
Yeah, that's just... Oh, actually, I see something that you can...
Oh, so I can go back.
Because I noticed, like, oh my gosh, I think maybe you're supposed to light one of the torches on fire, but then I think, no, I think you actually just put it out with your vacuum, so no worries, no worries. I thought it was out, like, and you had to relight it, but no, it was just out because we took off the lights. What the?
This place really is haunted.
Okay, let's get on with it.
Let me see. I haven't played Boris in the Dark Survival. I know Jordan has, though, because I was with her when she streamed it once.
Right, and I know she did a video of that, and it's like a resource management, like, maze wander thing, or...
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be like a roguelike in some regards.
Huh.
You know, kind of not dissimilar to, like, Toe Jam and Earl. At least in terms of, like all... Like, I want to say the floors are randomly generated. There we go. Took care of those ghosties. I could go straight into the tomb, but I want to try to see if I can find any of the gems out here, because I'm methodical like that.
Yeah.
The heck? Okay, there it goes. My friends were like, how are you this lucky whenever I've progressed through the floors and stuff needed?
Oh, for Bendy and the...
for Boris, yeah.
and the Dark Survival. Yeah, I mean, sometimes... I mean, that's just...
there's one of them.
Sometimes you just get really good luck, and sometimes you get really good, like, solid... I guess RNG when you're moving through the stuff like that.
Okay, so yeah, the floors are randomly generated. I figured that was the case.
Okay, makes sense.
And finding Unknown's voice. Oh, I want to ask if that's who I think it is, but I don't know if but there's a part of me that really doesn't want to spoil it for Emma.
What are we talking about? Let me see.
She's saying that she's halfway there to finding Unknown's voice.
Oh, yeah, okay, I'm not gonna spoil what that is all about, but that is, yep, that's a thing.
Okay, but again, it's like, I want to confirm and make sure that is who I think it is, but I can't ask that question without spoiling it for her, so...
Yeah, no worries.
Oh, you know what? I want to ask, because I totally forgot you were working on that. How is that coloring gig going?
It's going pretty well so far. I got most of the base bodies, like, skin tones colored. I'm trying to, like, tinker a bit with the airbrush, since, like, some parts of it are transitioning between different stages, but now I'm just gonna... This is all, like, a rough thing, and I'm gonna, like, touch things up a bit further, and then I'm gonna work on the clothing color now.
This boo ball fascinates me, because I'm convinced you're supposed to pop it in to get something, but I don't... Oh, where do you pop it again?
I think you shoot at the top of the pyramid if you can.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think. Let's see. Can you aim all the way to the top there?
You should be able to. The reticle can go pretty far, last I checked.
Hang
on, let me go a little close just to be safe.
If not, I think you can pop it on the top of the structure there. Let me look it up real quick. Pop boo ball tool surface. Okay, looking it up now. Hang on.
Okay, well, while you look it up, I'm gonna go hunt for the other gems in this area.
Oh yeah, you do just aim it at the top of the pyramid.
Okay, I'll do that. First, I'm gonna take care of the schnick here. Oh, and Doug reaffirmed it. Thanks, man. Thanks to the both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh!
Crap!
My biscuits are burning! Okay, and that should open up the snack.
Yep. Okay.
That's right, I gotta vacuum the mouth open first, then I can open up its hinges.
This time first. This time.
Is there another section of the snake I have to do first? Let's see. Oh, that's right, I also have to do the tail too. That's because Super Meat Boy and the Binding of Isaac are both developed by Edmund McMillan.
Edmund McMillan, yep. He has a twisted art style, but it's a fun one. It's entertaining and it's memorable. I just remember there being something. I'm still trying to like piece together in my head what the timeline, so to speak, is. I just remember Team Meat consisted of Edmund McMillan and Danny Baranowski working together, and then something happened. Because, fun fact, the soundtrack that you currently hear in Binding of Isaac is not what it used to be. It used to be a soundtrack that Danny Baranowski composed, and then something happened, and now the do not work with each other anymore.
Doop. There it goes. But up.
Sorry, yeah. And the king.
I forget. Like, I know we're overdue to get back to our Disney marathon. Did we ever get to that movie at one point? I know last time.
Nope.
I know last time we talked about it, I think you guys were on Bambi, wasn't it?
We finished Bambi. So next on our list, we also watched Saludos Amigos. So technically, after Saludos Amigos, next up on our list now is going to be the Three Amigos.
Okay. What did you think of Bambi, by the way?
I mean, it absolutely showed off like some of the incredible power of the parallax scrolling, the multi-tiered like level, the multi-tiered frame handlings that they could do, like zoom-ins and stuff. Like, I think that was fantastic. The detail into animating Bambi and stuff was impeccable. Like how they studied for all that. The use of Patrick's scream during the Bambi's mother death scene was a little bit jarring in terms of the tonal like flash, but I still hold true to this day that if you want anything to lack any emotional like significance, just have Patrick scream instead.
As we've tested many times.
God, I love that dude's acting and voice.
Oh, Bill Fagerbeck, yeah. I really wish I still kept that file I made where I inserted Patrick's yell over Spider-Man's death in Spider-Verse.
Just gets cut off instantly. But,
Didn't you mean Three Caballeros? Three Amigos is a whole different film. I think he is talking about the other film.
Yes, well, basically what I'm saying is we watched Saludos Amigos, and then next we're going to watch Three Caballeros, which came directly after that. It was like a joint project, which, fun fact, was done in such a way because they wanted to distract innovators from the strike that was going on at that time. So they said, "Here, have a vacation trip to Mexico. Go for it," and it worked. But yeah, so we watched Los Amigos, which is a general piece on the culture as a whole. And next we were going to cover the Three Amigos. Ooh.
Trying to remember, how far into the marathon was Fun and Fancy Free? Because that's one I remember watching a lot of when I was younger.
Let me look up. Hey, Kimberly. Let me look up our original movie list and see if I can pull it up. Is Disney movies. Okay, let's see. There we go. Oh, it's actually right after Fun. It's actually right after Three Caballeros.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, if you want to watch that with us, so it's Three Caballeros, then it'll be Fun and Fancy Free, Melody Time, and which I remember watching a lot of Melody Time, and then Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad.
Yeah, that Ichabod and Mr. Toad I remember being a lot of fun, especially Mr. Toad. It's like, and what is the honest way? I bid you know that, governor.
And then after Ichabod and Mr. Toad, that's when we start getting to the Disney movies that everybody loves. That's when we get to Cinderella, Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, Lady and the Tramp.
I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to think. Robin Hood came out after Jungle Book, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Robin Hood was the one that stole.
Like a lot of the animation for like Little John because it was also blue. Like I remember that now.
Yeah, and it also stole a lot. And it also stole some other animation frames. So, because like for instance, the part where Little John is dancing with the little hand lady, they pretty much used frame for frame pose references from when Baloo's dancing with King Louie.
Right, when he was like in his disguise. And I remember there was also like various close-ups that they also recycled as well.
Yeah. Oh boy, alright, on to Raiders of the Lost.
Oh
jeez. God, it happens a second time.
Yeah. I will say, even though I'm kind of indifferent to this floor, I'd be lying if I said that the ghost here probably was... what would I say? This ghost is probably one of my favorites, just in terms of design, and I actually do like the boss itself.
It is a neat idea with a lot of, and it reminds me a lot of the Mummy, with the whole sand, you know, constructs. Oops, there we go.
No worries.
Yeah. Got a ways to go, and then Ralph breaks. Man, I am gonna have to prepare myself to watch Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Well, that's right. Well, to be fair, it's gonna be a while before we get to that, because we still have to watch the first film.
For sure, and then we gotta add Raya the Last Dragon, gotta add Luca, which I heard good things about Luca. I should watch that.
Oh yeah, Luca, I've heard nothing but amazing things about.
Should watch that. Raya, I've heard mixed things about.
Yeah, like, Raya's one that I want to give a chance, but I'm a little afraid to because of the mixed reaction.
I'm sure it's like, depends on what you're going into it with. So like, I'm gonna go into it just for a silly, you know, fun Disney animation thing, but other people may go into it thinking like, oh, it's gonna be the new Legend of Korra, it's gonna be an epic journey adventure. But I think I'm genuinely not gonna be surprised if it's just a one and done deal.
It's so weird, because it's like, I know Matt says everyone says it, like, he is the only person I know of that actively compares it to Korra.
The character design did look a lot like Korra,
Well,
like, especially the silhouette.
Okay, character design I get. I just mean, like, just like everything else he brings up.
That's fair. I don't actually know if her character is like Korra's a lot, so I mean, we're definitely going to have to learn that. Luca's going to be fine. Turning Red, I think it's called. That one looks like it'll be fun.
Oh yeah, the one with the panda. That looks cute.
I'm sure it's gonna be a cute little story. I'm sure it's gonna be like a cute moral of like, you know, the daughter and the mother both learning to, like, you know, trust one another, and like, you know, mother's not gonna coddle her as much. Girl's going to, you know, not completely. I'm sure it'll be a nice, albeit predictable, family thing, because if you've seen that one short, the Bao short.
Yeah, Bao. It's like, I joked about it before, but it's like that director. It's like, do you have any family issues that you need to discuss, ma'am?
If not that, I'm sure it's something where, like, they're looking at and they're like, yeah, they don't see enough of that in media today, and they want to inject that more into it. And then there's
Is it? Ironic.
Then I remember I showed you Kid Bull.
Yeah, I remember that one. That was an adorable one. Ironically, I only remember the Mickey and the Beanstalk part. Well, that is probably, like, the most memorable part of Fun and Fancy Free, so I don't blame you.
When Donald went mad.
Yeah, went mad and was about to murder a cow.
I thought he was about to murder one of his friends too, like, at that point. Like,
I think it was focused... Well, he was going after the cow first, because that's how hungry he was. And then I think he was trying to attack Goofy out of retaliation.
That's true, yeah.
But yeah, I do remember that one just because of moments like this. Like, I do genuinely like the giant Willy. I think he's really fun. And also just the fact that, like, what do I say? I'm sure some Disney historians know this, but that Mickey and the Beanstalk short was the very last time Walt ever voiced Mickey.
Oh, I did not know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because by that point, like, his throat just couldn't handle voicing Mickey again.
God, I'm not gonna lie, there are parts of me that, like, I look at, I watched the Funkland, and then that Epcot episode is still super sad to me.
Yeah, I know.
Like, the fact that he was, like, quoted as telling people, like, fancy being remembered around the world for the invention of a mouse.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a Chinese anime movie that came out called Boonie Bears, Blast to the Past. Huh. Oh, that's actually another thing, is that out of nowhere, this whole Disney CG series on Japan is, like, coming to Disney Plus, but it's only available. But, like, I don't know, that's the other thing that I need to probably use my VPN and try and use. There's a lot more content on Netflix and on Disney Plus than I think is because it's just crazy now.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I know that was a really big thing with It's a Wonderful Sponge, because it took a long time for it to be viewable in America.
Right.
Okay, go ahead and get this room out of the way. Where is it? Actually, no, wait, I don't think I even have to be here just yet. Do I?
Oh boy.
Okay, that's right, I do, because now it gets to a point where the laser eyes. Or the laser snicks. Let's see.
Yep.
Since we're talking Disney-related stuff, has anyone watched Monsters at Work? I have. I'm pretty much caught up with it at this point. I really enjoy it, honestly. Like, I feel like it definitely does capture a lot of the charm that I do like with the whole corporation of Monsters Inc. It's like, even though I liked Monsters University, I will concede that I feel like At Work feels like a much more fun continuation.
From what I've heard, they got pretty much every actor they could back, and
Every actor that's like feasible to return, at least.
right, and that they pretty much got the tone and acting down, and the animation qualities there, because I mean, it's so much easier to replicate that kind of animation nowadays.
Hmm. There you are, you sneaky devil.
Sneaky devil.
That was my college nickname. Punt. Oh, you okay, man?
Yeah, it just reminded me of an old Danny Sexbang thing from Game of Thrones.
I gotcha.
Was okay, I can say it. It's like it's a hidden enough adult joke. Basically, what happened was, Danny wanted to wear this ridiculous looking like sweater, ridiculous looking suit that had a weird plaid pattern on it, and it was like, I would love to be able to wear this plaid outfit. Is that all right? And then the guy who was talking to said, sure, as long as you don't mind me calling you the Chinese finger trap. To which then Danny responded with, that's already my nickname, but I don't want to go into details on why.
Just a second.
No,
Could you repeat that, Granny? No, those aren't mine.
Okay, let's see. Flat colors are almost done. Just gotta work on the undertones here.
Okay, there we go, and I realized there was a slight goof I did because I didn't know how much was got out because I muted the Discord call, but I briefly forgot to mute the stream mic as well, so I wasn't sure how much they heard of like me and Granny talking about someone leaving a bit of laundry around.
I am sure it's fine. They're not gonna.
I mean, it's nothing explicit, so.
They're not gonna trace you by your laundry. Don't worry.
Well, I certainly hope not.
You'd be surprised.
In this day and age, I don't want to tip things.
Yeah, it's fine.
Let me see. I wish I could live with my Granny right now. Again, I'm really sorry that your situation's been like it is, Emma.
What's up?
Basically, actually, I should ask, like, are you okay with me telling Logan this, or would you rather this be stuff that I don't repeat on the stream? Because I do want to respect your well wishes. Well, while I wait for an answer, now I have to deal with this puzzle, because... Let's see. Because I gotta remember there's a particular gimmick. I guess you can't tell him. Okay, basically, she's... What am I trying to say? Her folks are kind of forcing her to go through school, and she's kind of not mentally prepared to deal with a lot of it, and she's hoping to basically move out and not deal with it.
I see. I'm not...
Ow.
I know I can't, like, in particular, I know I can't say, like, oh, it's not that bad, or it's not gonna be... I guess I would say mostly, like, there are going to be like serious shifts that will happen, but I'm trying to think, like, it's okay to be a little nervous, be a little cautious about it, but at the same time, I would caution against trying to run from it, or run from it at least for an extended period of time. Like, but at the same time, it's also not a race. Like, it's when you feel ready, I think that is a comfortable time to tackle that. But just know that it's not something that's like an inherent bad for your life. Like, I think it is something that you should attempt to confront eventually.
Ow.
Actually, yeah, I think that was because I was accidentally on the skill. Let me try that again.
Okay.
Okay, so basically the pattern that I have with this is that like all these gold things are like 2 units.
Yes.
Luigi is like an extra to himself.
Try blowing a little bit of sand on it.
No, basically what I found out is that like I think if I could be able to like do this right, because these pots I think are 1 unit, so I'll just drag out. So I'll just drag one of them onto it. Again, just going off memory. And okay, apparently the pots don't weigh anything.
Again, I think you need to blow a little bit of sand onto it.
Because it's funny because I've had tried that a few times, but
or is Luigi the same weight as Luigi?
Let me see. Let's see. So 3. Okay, Luigi's 1 unit too many.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess I am gonna have to like do sand. I know I was able to cheat it with some of the pots.
So just go a little bit because it will weigh down a lot quicker. Like that should be plenty. That should be plenty. Let's see.
And just enough.
Nice.
Okay.
And
next.
this is the part where the game's like, all right,
All right, you jerk. Let's see you do it for real.
Okay, you go, smartass. All right, so now you need very little.
And oh no!
Yeah, you're gonna need.
Yeah, I have to.
Okay, here it is.
I have to remove the statue. Yeah.
Yeah, remove one of those things.
Just a small smidgen, just to be safe.
Yeah, okay. Let's see.
Oh no!
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
yeah, oh, that counts, but I'll take it.
And this one I know exactly what to do. Gotta fit all of them on here.
And just shove all the sand in place. Onto the weight you're going. And then put Luigi on that real magic.
Hang on, because I do know there's like an extra one over here. Lord have mercy!
Wow! Oh, I think it's gonna be too.
Oh,
It was a bit too much.
so
Okay,
I have to get off.
Yeah, get off of it and then. See, that's
Anyway, Lord have mercy!
it. Yahoo!
Damn, boy, he thick.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's all of them.
Okay.
Clutched there by the tiniest inch. Yes, Doug, it was. Oh yeah, that's right. That's another thing that Emma was talking about. That's like another reason why she's kind of not wanting to like continue with school, because apparently she's been having to deal with like a lot of bullying, and I should know because I've basically been, or Balin has basically been her therapist for a good chunk of that. Yeah, that is kind of like a recurring thing. It's like, and I don't feel too bad saying it because I feel like it would be within the character's nature. Like I basically, for the past couple of days, when all the kids in the server were like having issues, I've just been basically, as Balin, been acting like their therapist. Which I'm happy to do so. Taking a gap year so I can be able to focus on things like studying for driving, life job, and making my own YouTube videos. That's good for you, Ashley. I hope all that turns out well for you.
Duh. Oh yeah.
Okay, if I'm not mistaken, there's one more door I need to... Oh boy!
What is that?
It's a mummy. Now let's see who this mummy really is. It's Old Man
Man.
Spookies!
And I would have got away with it too if it weren't for you meddling kids and your Luigi.
Man, this is the part that Scooby-Doo was missing. The part where they grab him with a rope and slam him on the ground to show how he did wrong.
Yep.
And
And if I'm careful, I can be able to avoid, let's say, if I'm careful, I'm able to avoid summoning the boulder. Okay. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Go. Second that up.
Oh, I don't.
And I'll get caught up on the gen in a second, guys. I just have to finish with this last ghost here.
Yeah, don't, Luigi.
Okay, now I can get to that last room. Well, now the boulders come.
Whoa! That was close.
Let's see. Thank you for all that you've done, Steve, and everyone on the server. That's no problem, Emma. That's what we're all here for. I know that I'm looking for a job next year, since this June will be my final college year. Can't wait till it, but geez, dregs, depending on the job. I'll agree with that. Let's see. Why does everyone hate Balan Wonderworld? A lot of it has to do with the fact that there's a lot of design elements with Balan that seem kind of questionable to have in this day and age. Like, for example, the whole, like, one button does everything mentality, which, like, I feel like, in terms of the costumes, I don't mind the idea of all the costumes having one function, but I agree with, like, I would prefer if that one function isn't the only thing you do in that costume.
Wow.
Actually, hang on a second. Okay, good. My connection's still going fine. I just thought something was petering for a second. Let's see. Oh, that's right. I forgot to hurry about in here.
No, not there. Ah, for the love of...
Okay, that is one thing that I do appreciate about this room. There are opportunities for you to regain your hearts. Okay, there's the triangle. I'm gonna fire up here. No worries. Ah, there we go. Forgot the buttons for a second there.
Luigi don't like the intensity of this situation. come on.
Okay, there it goes. There's the shattering.
That's fine.
Okay, there it is. Last one up there.
Ta-da!
Let me see. Yeah, let me take a second to zoom up in the chat. Let me see. Oh, didn't get that heart because I need it. I need to play. I haven't played the whole thing aside from the demo. Only complaint I have was the one button being all thing. Yeah, that's the thing that I was bringing up about it. It's not like I feel like under certain. I feel like it's something that I won't mind so much if it wasn't an issue that's with every single outfit in the game, as opposed to just only being for like certain things. Let's see.
What were we talking about?
Someone was asking why people hated Balin.
So as somebody who played the entire game and finished recording and looking through everything, I'll probably prepare all the stuff in our commentary. There were a lot of game decisions. Before I say that, I'll also say, do you think Warner Brothers should make a Crash Bandicoot cartoon?
I will say it would come full circle considering Crash was inspired by Warner Brothers cartoons to begin with. But I'm not quite sure if I would be interested in the prospect, but I'd have to see what exactly. I don't know, I'd have to wait and see. Although I will say I definitely do hope that we do get a Crash cartoon soon, because I know that's a thing that's been like circulating the rumor bents for like ages.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so the issues that I have with Balan Wonderworld were, well, first off, it's such a shame that they put so much effort into character building and, interactions between all the characters and dialogue, and none of that is represented in the game itself.
That's right, because like a lot of the lore is through the novel that's released, which, I don't mind like having a novel based on the game. I just feel like it'd be nice if some of that characterization that we got from it found its way into the game proper.
Right, like there's whole interactions between all the characters where like apparently there's this whole thing with, the farmer, the clown guy, like some of these guys are hanging out and discussing things and trying to face their own, like the book makes it feel less like it's up to Leo and Emma to fix everyone's problems.
Yeah.
Which I never got that narrative point in the game. In the game, it's the balance, like, yes, this theater exists to help you find your missing piece. But, unlike everybody else who's trying to find their missing piece, I want you to do errands for me. And then you'll find your missing piece. Whereas you're helping other people, like, I don't know, like, it felt odd, like there was no world for Leo or world for Emma, which they had to face their nightmares. We were doing that for everybody else. Anyway, the costume system, the biggest issue I had with that is that it ran like a finite consumable.
Yeah, that's also another problem that I have with it. Like, the way that it's like the way I would rather costumes have worked is if they were more along the lines of how, like, some of the Kirby abilities were on, like, say, Milky Way Wishes, where it's like, you can still find them around, but once you find them, you don't have to worry about losing them. You can just, like, toggle between them of your own volition.
Like I would even say I'll meet them halfway. I'm okay, even though it's a really weird idea. I'm okay with you losing the costume on hit, but you should be able to go to a costume room and then just pull it whenever you need to again.
Right.
Like, you shouldn't have. You shouldn't be in a situation where you're like, okay, I have one jellyfish costume left. Uh-oh, I just took damage, and I'm in World 7. I now need to go all the way back to World 2 and replay that level and bank. The other thing is that it's hard to bank some of these costumes because there's a finite number of trees and a finite number of costume things in every level until you beat a boss to reset it.
Right.
So that system just did not feel very like user friendly to me. It felt very tedious. This is a big issue that James and I encountered in co-op specifically. Any costumes that player 2 has never get banked. So basically every time we transition between levels, player 1's costumes carry over from level to level, but player 2's do not. In fact, they explode and vanish at the end of every level.
Right.
So that was always frustrating to basically lose costumes every time. I could go into more deep. I mean, the movement isn't too bad if you treat it more like a puzzle platformer than an action platformer. Though, that being said, easily one of the dumbest ideas to me is still the fact that there is no dedicated jump button at all times.
Yeah, that's the thing that I was talking about with the costume. It's like when you're Bear Emma or Bear Leo, I don't mind it just being like a jump's all you do. But when you get the costumes, it's like, I think it makes sense for some things like the jumping jack and whatnot, but for things like the pumpkin puncher and whatnot, it's like I really don't see any fault in having like more than one like action for that costume, or at the very least, keep that one action, but still let me jump.
Because let me tell you, there were times when we were playing and I genuinely looked at the design and I was like, holy crap! If you fell off right now and lost your costume, you would be soft locked because there would have been no way for you to get the ability to jump, and if all your equipped costumes did not have a jump ability, then congrats, you are stuck now because there's no way. There's also no way to manually discard a costume, I don't think. And even so long as you have a single costume equipped, you can't turn into plain Emma again unless you have all your costumes taken away. So it's like there's a lot of little things that could have been adjusted in there.
I think her name is Surfy, but actually, you know what? Another comparison. You know what I think would really help, like, that whole situation? Maybe take cues from the Mickey Magical Quest games, because that has a costume mechanic as well, and I feel like being able to switch between those costumes but still have the ability to still be, like, Bear Mickey in that, I think that would be a really nice way of implementing the multiple costumes idea.
Right. So all in all, I think it wasn't a horrible. It was not a horrible game. I don't think it's the worst game ever, as some YouTubers who want clickbait views are saying. It's not the worst game ever. It's just very unfortunate that clearly there was a difference between what they wanted to do and what they could do, and they were goaded into adding more than they needed to. Like, again, the fact that there was interviews where Yuji Naka himself is like, yeah, I don't know what we were thinking, trying to put 80 costumes. We kind of ran out of ideas after like 40 costumes.
Honestly, it seems like it's an instance where it's like, I can kind of see it being blamed on two things in particular. Like, well, not two things, because there's a lot of things at fault. Like, I think it's Naka and his team for being too ambitious, Square for being not caring in the slightest, and also there's another company that they had on board with it. I forget who they are, but they're the people that made those
the mobile games and stuff like that. They had this mobile game team that was trying to work with something they've never done before.
Well, not even mobile game. Like, I think the thing that people were like really pissy at them about is because they were also the people that made some of the more unsavory like Nintendo games. Like, for example, Hey Pikmin and Yoshi's New Island, which honestly, I'm gonna be on the camp of saying that like, they're not inherently bad games. It just suffers from, in fact, of like, the part of the problem with it is the franchise that they're a part of. Like, for example, with Hey Pikmin, it's like, Hey Pikmin, I think, could work fine as a game. It's just an instance where it's like, it's not what the Pikmin fanbase wants from a Pikmin game.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the issue. Like, they went with very niche titles.
Oh, I forgot about the giant fist.
That still said, I played Battle Wonderworld from start to finish. I did not 100% complete it because it just was not any real urge to, but
That's fine. I mean, I honestly, I would say that about like any game. Like, unless it's a game that you're either really passionate about or something that you feel like an obligation to, never feel obligated to like 100% a game.
But I did still. I will say, playing co-op, oh boy, does that break that game in half.
Oh yeah. Honestly, in many regards, I feel like co-op actually does kind of like negate a lot of the problems that I have with the game's design. Because like, the thing that New Jam showed off is that like, when you have like the two players like fused together, you can be able to technically jump with like some of the powers that you have because of that.
Yeah, like again, like back in things like again, it baffles me because I played that and I'm just thinking to myself, how did nobody in playtesting play this and think to themselves, wow, holy crap, this is much better than what we were originally doing. We should just make this the norm. But again, it's a mixture of I think ego, a little bit of ego, because I'm pretty sure some of that was on Square and on Yuji Naka for both of them thinking they were too big to fail.
Yeah. Well, I want to give Naka a little bit more cred than that in terms of the ego regard. Like, I definitely blame him for being too ambitious, but I'm a little hesitant to say that he has, like, an ego issue with the game.
Okay.
Like, especially considering with how genuine he sounded with, like, all the other things. Like, you mentioned the fact that, like, yeah, I don't know what we were thinking with some of these, or, like, the one, probably the most painful one where he says, this feels like my only chance with Square.
And unfortunately, it was.
It's like, honestly, between that and a handful of the other games that he's made, like, even when he was still with Sega, stuff like Billy Hatcher, where it's like, I feel really bad for this guy, because it feels like he definitely has passion, but I feel like he definitely needs, like, a stronger team to help kind of, like, shepherd that passion, if that makes sense.
He just needs someone to reel him in sometimes, and not someone who isn't afraid to tell him no and be like, hold on, we gotta rethink this kind of thing.
Honestly, like, in terms of comparisons, it's exactly the same way that I think he kind of feels like the game equivalent of Kevin Munro. For people that want to know, he's the person that directed the CGI Ninja Turtles film, and also the Ratchet & Clank movie. Because my thing with Kevin Munro is that, like, he definitely seems like someone that is very passionate for the source material, and he's clearly a big fan of what he's trying to do. He's just not particularly good at making, like, a focused movie. Which, particularly with Ratchet, like, TMNT I still think serves perfectly fine as, like, a movie, even if there are, like, certain elements that I feel like could be better, but...
Yeah, no, I gotcha. But, yeah, so... My takeaway from it, as I say to the Battle of Wonderworld crowd, is it's not awful. I just think it needed absolutely needed more time and a bit more rescoping of what it wanted to do, and
I full-heartedly agree.
And sorry, I'm just throwing this out there. It genuinely just needed a better team, in the sense of it needed a team that was more familiar with this whole, like, idea.
Ouch!
Yeah, I know. I'm just. Okay, good. Now I can be able to handle this just fine. Now that I'm at this point. Yeah, because she's at 40 health, so all I have to do is just punt.
There you go.
Good thing it gave me those. Good thing it gave me those courtesy hearts, because I was pretty low there. My dinner is ready. I don't know how much longer you're streaming, but I loved watching this. We'll probably stop once I get to the beginning of this next floor, Emma. Because, actually, yeah, now that I think about it, we have been streaming for close to 3 hours.
Don't think I didn't see you there. Ah! I don't even know how that happened.
I don't know how that happened.
Again, I just put the button in the Bing. Let's see. I'm not sure if I'd say a new record, because I feel like there's been a few times where I did go over 3 hours. Let's see, the next one is, oh, the Twisted Suites. Now we get to one of my favorite floors.
Yep, but that'll have to be next time.
Yep. Boop. I don't know why I hit 10. I'm already on 10.
I just like the satisfaction of pushing a button.
But yeah, I think that will be it for now. Don't know when I'm gonna do another one of these streams, because I do have a you know what? Update time. This is the portion of the stream where I update people. I still need to get caught up with some of my crewmates for Ask the Smashcast to see how they're doing with editing episode 5. Last I checked, they're close to the halfway point, but it's gone to a point where they're kind of, I'm having two of them starting to tag team with each other, like one tackle the one half, one tackle the other. I have to get caught up on one of them to see how they're doing with their half, and I'm also in the middle of doing some mixing for an original audio drama that I'm going to be hosting on the channel. Right now, I'm just waiting to find one more actor for that, and you people probably know who I'm waiting for if you've seen me like advertising it here and there. But yeah, be sure to be expecting some of that, and maybe a few other things, like helping out with some other projects and whatnot. But until next time, thank you everyone for watching and for keeping me company. Thank you again, Logan, for the company and for the extra banter throughout this whole thing and whatnot. Alright, and until next time, I hope you all enjoy the rest of your weekend and just have a good evening.
Half a cheer for hype.
Hip hip!
Ooh.
It is now time to goof off.